Yakoso to my stream. My name is LycorisDreams and I welcome all you fun ones to my domain. So this is what I was talking about last night when I said, oh my god, I bought a thing. I have not played Otome games in a while. And yes, I might as well reveal my true form, so that's Otome trash. So yeah. Okay. Yes, that thing. Wow. Ooh, the thing that you set up, Saiba. Ooh, thank you for that. I see that my YouTube link is on. And yeah, please don't. I do apologize for background noise. Roommate is doing stuff. So yeah. Oh my god, the Tsundere redeem. Not again. Fine. Saibaka, why did you redeem it? Oh my god. What I swear, some of you guys need to stop abusing this frickin' redeem. So, can you not? Why are you guys being masochists? Why? But anyway, don't expect me to do anything special. Because I'm not doing this because I want to, nor am I doing this because you're my friend or anything. I'm just doing this because you requested. So, you don't misunderstand, okay? Baka. Not doing it just for the sake of doing it either. Kotone is the main character. Demons, fallen angels, there's a knight involved. Pretty much this Otome takes place in a coffee cafe. And our patrons happen to be from supernatural worlds. So think of this as restaurant to another world, except the restaurant doesn't pop into the fantasy world every 7 days. It's just supernatural patrons popping onto Earth to get their coffee and stuff. I'm not into guys but that headless knight, lol. Hi, look for this. Pretty much our cute Nephilim will search for fallen one crush, lol. I could go for fallen angels, I could go for demons, I probably would go for the knight. So, let's see. Other than do not bring bus into this! Let's see. Oh, that's nice. Wow, they really go well with the cafe theme. New customers meaning new game. And of course, saving. I wonder what they mean by daily specials. I guess extras like the cuts. I guess like the cutscenes and stuff. And special orders. Boss doesn't have horns, sharp teeth, and wings. Yes, Boss is more or less human. I'm the one who's just, you know. Ooh, gotcha. How should I configure this? Let's see. Don't wanna get too crazy, so let me see who are the people I will meet in this game. Messir, Canis, Il, Ignis, Karu, Kariabe. Oh yeah, there's a patron whose name is unknown. Like I checked the character cast, and his name is not revealed. Asmodeus, Titania, who is probably the only other female character in the game, but I know she's not pursuable, as far as I know. Venia. Another unknown character. Who could that be? Epilogi, Kokoro, Dromi, Akira Mikado, Shizuka Rindo, Soan, Awaki, and others. One of these Also, to give other context, I'm taking over this cafe because the owner who run this cafe before was the female lead's grandfather. Let me see. She wants a fantasy crush. Lol. Wait, since Lee's playing the game, she's technically in the game, and I'm going for the licorice route. Oh god. Let's see. Oh, I can yeah, like any other Otome game, or if you're into gal game, which is like male character pursuing female characters instead. Typically, yeah, unless there's a canon name, you can change the character's name to however you want. I wonder if I should leave it alone. Yeah, maybe I should leave it alone for a bit. Because after all... Yeah, I'll just leave it alone for now. Yep, I'll use this name because duh. This is her name by default anyway. Gonna go for the boss route. The ending of boss route. Do not talk about it. Memories of my childhood. They were filled with images of wisping steam and the aroma of fresh coffee. Most of those memories sunk into the depths of my mind as I entered adulthood. Even so, faint memories come to the front of my mind when I sometimes close my eyes in silence. The enchanting sounds of jazz standards on old records ushering in the guests. The sharp flavorful scent of coffee floating gently throughout the cafe. The warm inviting light of the chandeliers glimmering upon the rows of glasses. Yes, my memories of that place are precious to me, but there's a memory of something much greater etched into my heart. It's the sound of my grandfather laughing together with the guests he served. Otome is basically a mating game, so to say. So Otome would usually be reverse harems. Because you like coffee. Yep.
けどそれだけが理由じゃねえ。自分でコーヒー飲むのが好きなだけなら、うちで入れて飲んでりゃいいわけだしな。俺が店を開く一番の理由はな、うちに来てくれる奴らがいるからだ。
That would be called gal game. If you're dating girls instead of guys. I do play gal games every now and then too, but I haven't played Otome in a long time. So.
そう、信じられねえくらい遠くからわざわざこの店に来てくれる客もいる。
Hence the supernatural elements. And why our patrons are like angels and demons.
じじいの道楽で始めた店だけどな。そんな誰かの居場所になっちまった以上、そうそうは閉められねえんだ。
Of course not. This cafe is for the patrons.
そうだ。いいか、覚えとけ。
There you go.
コーヒーは自分で飲むのもいいが、自分で入れるより誰かに入れてもらう方がうまいんだよ。
Yep, pretty much.
そうだよな。まだわかんねえよな。
Not yet, anyway.
おっと、最後の客がお帰りだ。ほら、じゃあお見送りのご挨拶、ちゃんと覚えてるか？
Yeah. I hope you come back soon. Cannot make up endings for me when it comes to quote unquote being in boss's route. Yeah. But yeah. Is our grandpa Colonel Sanders? Lol. Don't think of it like that. Alright, we were the ones who took over this cafe, so let's see. I feel like I've been lost for so long, and I finally made it. I take my gaze away from the map in my hands and look across the familiar landscape. Now he's our grandpa's grandma. That's how I learned the way of the Chimkin. Oh god, guys. Café Enchanté. A name I hadn't heard in a while. It's been maybe 15 years now? Screw it, I'm hungry. Do not make me hungry again or I'll be... okay, I'm taking my laptop downstairs. Okay. Hearing myself say these words out loud makes me realize how long it's been. Even if the world around it has changed, as all the years have passed by, it looks exactly how I always remembered it. Usually I play Yuri visual novels. I see. Got so happy at that fact for some reason. So much that it makes me smile. 15 years! Yep, I did a good job getting here, if I do say so myself. Although I was completely reliant on this map app. I put my phone away and exchange it for the piece of paper and key in my bag. What brought me here is a letter from my beloved grandfather and the key to this cafe. I really like the art so far. It's very pretty. And the voice actors who voiced the guys, I already know some of them right off the bat. So, let's see. I'm back, Grandpa. I'll be in your care now. I quietly greet the small, simple key. And carefully, I open the door to this familiar place. I have one Otome game right now because I couldn't resist that music in the trailer. Oh? Which Otome game though? Oh wow. The space that appeared before me was the one within the fog of my mind. The faded scenes tucked in my memories regained their color and their strength. Right now I'm watching 2 streams. Your stream and the Danganronpa stream so I can win stuff. Oh gosh. I don't remember the last time I played a visual novel. That's understandable. I took a few steps forward, noticing a layer of dust draped all over. It had all been left alone for so long. Still, a dim fragrance of coffee lingers in the air. Lingers in the air. Wow, they weren't kidding when they were saying something about typos. Lingers in the air above the room. I find comfort in that. Ha! No doubt about it. This is definitely Grandpa's shop. The wooden furnishings from back then radiate the comforting feeling of nature. My fingers glide upon the tables and chairs neatly, evenly laid out about the space. And that sense of familiarity fills me again. Twix cookies do not make me get hungry. Well, thankfully I ate beforehand, so I'm not that grumpy anyway. The cups polished to a shine, and the colorful saucers that matched them. And a hand-operated coffee mill and siphons lined up behind the counter. Ooh, they actually have a dictionary for the highlighted words. That's nice. This probably would be useful to Boss too, because he's always looking for different methods of making coffee. Coffee mill, device that crushes coffee beans for easier brewing. In the case of Boss, he has a coffee grinder. They range from hand crank to electric and many varieties that can greatly change the taste of the coffee. Siphon, appearing like flasks attached together, a coffee brewing device that uses steam. While it takes a lot of work to use, many people like the atmosphere it offers. They stand there, still holding their shine. They are always cared for so very well. Now that I'm here, I should take a look around the whole shop. Oh, this is where Grandpa yelled at me, huh? Oh? It was the pillar I tried to climb as a kid. The stairs that were difficult to walk upon with its tall steps. The hallway floor, where I struggled to clean the drawings I made upon it. Looking around conjures up all sorts of old memories. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like I got yelled at a whole lot. Oh dear. Alright, Gramps, spill it. Lol. Where's the cute knight? Hold on a second. The ultimate game is Cinderella pandemonium. Cinderella phenomenon. Ooh. I'll have to look into that then too. I kinda miss playing visual novels, whether they're Otome or otherwise, to be honest. Next thing I looked at was a storehouse that held a bunch of things. It didn't seem dirty to me though. It would be a lot of physical work to clean all of it up. Right. I guess all was left alone after he passed. Ah, man. I'd have to look through everything to know what it was all used for. I can't do anything right now though, huh? I have a problem with visual novels. I collect them more than playing them. Oh dear. Behind the counter seating is a large kitchen. Oh, wow. Never noticed the kitchen before. Oh yeah, I don't think she was in here often as a kid, I guess. A faded memory of my grandpa making a quick meal comes to mind. I think at that time, he was making a sandwich. And of course, he was happy. Smiling. Lycoris, in Otome games he usually plays the female lead. Casually. Fire. Cross-dressing casually, she says. And these heels? Sandwich, Floated through the kitchen, making my way to the back of Enchanté. Though it wasn't much. There were the remains of what used to be the vegetable garden. Ooh. That means he can get all of his produce from here, whether he's making sandwiches or salads or something. That's nice. In the corner was a small flower bed. The colorful vegetables and the pretty flowers decorating the area always looked so impressive. You can float. What do you mean I can float? That's right. I remember crying here. My face grew flushed from the memory of me throwing a fuss, wanting to water the flowers, rolling around and crying over it. I actually threw a tantrum. Being back here just opens up a floodgate of memories, one after the other. She said she floated through the kitchen. Continue touring the first floor as if to search for those memories I'd forgotten. And then I mutter again. Yeah, this cafe's a really nice place. I'm back, Grandpa. Away from Tokyo, the capital of Japan. Far from the city center, sitting in an alley after a 5-minute walk. The privately owned Café Enchanté. The person who owned this shop was none other than my late grandfather, Soan Awaki. There you go. That's why his name came up in the options too. So the heroine's grandfather, and he was the owner of Café Enchanté. While he had a refined appearance, he had a hearty, broad-minded personality. He was a master at brewing coffee. Honestly, I would love to come here. I would too. I would definitely be here for for a nice cup of coffee. Sure brings back memories. The amount of nostalgia I feel seems endless. Until I was about 4. He was Colonel Sanders, like Saiba says. But Colonel Sanders doesn't have long hair at the back. I can see a ponytail. So I was about 4. My parents were too busy, and I had lived here at Café Enchanté with Grandpa. My family. When my parents decided to settle down in the country, Grandpa continued to watch after the cafe. Lycoris would come for the coffee, I would come for everything. Oh no, it's not just coffee I'd want. Like, if there are like desserts or food, definitely I'd come here for everything too. That's probably why I thought it would still be his forever. Never once imagined that I'd be the one to come and continue running the shop. I wonder if that's what her grandfather wrote in his letter. Enchanté was a cafe, but it was also a place that Grandpa called home. The building was surprisingly large. The drafty second and third floors were living spaces, as only the first floor was the cafe. And that means he was living here then, before he passed away. With the counter seats facing the bar, the cozy tables sitting around the shop. There was a total of about 20 seats here. The menu board seemed to have just some basic drip coffee available. Drip coffee. Type of brewed coffee. Coffee beans are placed in the filter, then hot water is poured in to brew it. A very standard brewing technique. The types of beans were written there, but it prompted patrons to choose their brew. You got to see it brew as you chatted, which is also fascinating. Grandpa thought it was too much of a pain to decide the type of brew himself, so he'd make the customer decide. I mean, yeah, there are different sorts of coffee beans. Now, I think it was really popular to be able to choose your method. From the nail drip to the siphon, and watch the process. Nail drip? Huh, that's new to me. Let's see what this is. Method of coffee, brewing using a cloth filter. And I think I've seen that before, but not in some time. It has been a while, after all. That's right. Just then, from the corner of my eye, I see curtains hung behind the stairs and move toward them. I thought I had walked through all of the first floor already. What's behind these curtains? Huh? Looking from the garden, there should be another room behind these curtains. I go through them, deep in thought. Staff only. I knew it. Although, what was this room for? I tilt my head and wonder, had this room hidden so far in the back? It just doesn't match what I remember. This was probably hidden away from her. Still, if it's possible, I'll be taking over this place. I should have an understanding of the interior of the shop. So, let's see. Hello? Attempting to figure out what this last room was, I opened its doors. Oh? Something came into my vision immediately. It was an ostentatiously adorned door that didn't quite match the rest of the cafe. I can only assume this is where the supernatural patrons come in from. At least that's my guess. Come to think of it. Wait, is this the room just for this door? Right. Aside from the ornate door, there was nothing else here. Even though there was the space for it, like the storehouse, nothing was kept here. Nothing stored, no extra furniture, just a door. It just sits there. Why is there a door here? I took a peek behind it, but sure enough, there was nothing there. Just the rest of the room. It doesn't open either. I hadn't the slightest clue as to what it was doing here. It's just an old door. I have no idea when it might have been built. Even though there's no doubt it was old, its frame seemed strangely free of blemishes. Especially when this hasn't been open for 15 years too, the cafe. Gazing at the doorbell hung at the top, I tilted my head in wonder again. Maybe Grandpa bought it thinking he would use it to replace another door. He always liked antiques and old things. That's the only reason I can think of as to why I would be here. Is it normal for anyone to really have just a door in here? A plate read open and closed on it, which must have been intended to use at the entrance. Yep, this plate. I imagine my free-spirited and showy grandpa going through the effort and smile wryly to myself. But now that he's gone, I'll never know what he intended to do with this. I have to take over, or Enchanté won't be in business anymore. I reached out to the plate marked closed. Grandpa must have turned it over before he passed. I'm back and my throat burns. Oh shoot. What happened, Fire? What happened? What did you do? The slowly looking plate that would turn people away knowing the cafe would never open again. I decided to, of course, turn it to open. I was hungry and made chow mein. You probably ate it while it was freshly hot. I acted on a whim. The store led nowhere and it stood in the middle of a shop that lost its owner. The sign was written in boredom, proclaiming the store's closed status. Seems strange for me to even feel this, but it looked a little lonely. Yeah, that's what I thought. Ate it fast, drank the broth, but it was hot. That's what I thought. My feelings guide me. I turned over the plate. The letters written on it jumped into my sight. And in that moment, there we go. The world changed. Who was the first one to enter? The doorbell rang, announcing a customer. Monsieur! If I recall, he's a demon? The light spilling from the doors blinded me, and the first thing I felt was a warmth that enveloped my entire body. A sweet embrace, as if holding something precious and delicate. And his glimmering eyes were looking straight at me. Where did he come from? Who is he? Honestly. Most importantly, I was wondering why I was being held all of a sudden. With the questions spinning in my head, I take a breath. You're a little too close. Do you mind taking a step back? Like my first day at the Licorice debut. Oh, I mustered all my strength to say anything I could. And escape from his arms. Quickly back away to the wall, putting myself on guard, clutching my phone. I mean, my dude, you are a supernatural being, so of course you're gonna look strange to me. Mister, can you stop holding me like that for the next 5 minutes? Even though the words held a certain intent, it seems he was laughing in a grin, enjoying this moment. Seriously? Also, can you tell me who's your fashion designer? You have MHA fans dressed all over you. Good God. I can't trust you at all. Who in the world even are you? You must be a criminal. You are, right? Completely ready to call the police, I glare at the man. Of course not. I'm from a pretty historical family. How about I give you my autograph? I don't want that! I was trying to do my best to intimidate him, but after seeing that, it was very apparent that he was smiling. Maybe yes. Oh, so he's egotistical. His features were beautiful. His jade eyes, his unique hair. He had these horns. Love it. Hoy! Do not compare this beautiful man to Lavette. Please don't. He had these horns. This was an emergency, but his face gave me the impression that he had things under control. But that aside, that embrace just now was practically assault. Wait, what? Are those really horns growing beside your ears? What? What, my horns? Do you want to touch them? No, I'm fine. I don't want to do that. Oh, that's boring. You don't have to hold yourself back, you know. Maybe. Yes, I want. Lol. Easier to rip them off that way. Oh my god. He closed the distance between us, and I circled around him to get further away. Now that I look at him more closely, actually, I don't need to look closely. It wasn't only features, but his outfit also seemed very unique. Thank you for the hug. Liable. It was a loose robe, adorned with colors of black and purple. They were clothes not worn by anyone other than a wizard from a fantasy world. Are your clothes cosplay? Or some kind of wizard character? No? He's the actual thing. You may have Saiba, Mr. Edgy, but you'll never have me, lol. I'll only be here for Lei and Lei alone. Hey, oh these? They're not so much cosplay as they are my formal attire. I'm a very important person after all. And while we're at it, I'm not a wizard. I'm a lord. Alright, maybe you'll begin to trust me if I told you this. I know the owner of the shop, so on. I'm not dangerous, okay? I'm totally harmless. You know my grandpa? Someone's been doing dark magic. I told you that we're gonna have supernatural patrons. Yes, exactly. That's why I know who you are too. You're someone's granddaughter. Awaki Kotone, right? Yes, that's right. An acquaintance of Grandpa's. If that's true, I suppose it would put me at ease, at least for a little bit. Still, even if that's true, where did you come from? It seemed like you came through those doors, but I was alone when I was in here earlier. I pointed my finger at the door. Was he behind the door? Although it's hard to believe he was hiding from my sight the entire time. He got the drip, lol. Until I arrived today, the shop had been closed ever since Grandpa passed away. Considering that anyone other than myself being here is just strange. Not sure how to explain that. It's simple yet complicated. What he glanced suggestively at was the same thing I pointed to, the door. It would make sense if everyone was here. Suddenly, the horde man stopped speaking, and I felt a disturbance around me. What? An earthquake? The tremors get more and more intense. I thought the Enchanté itself would be in trouble until... Everyone must be excited. Without Enchanté's barrier, an entire town could have been blown away. Barrier? A town blown away? What? Originating from Buddhism, in this game it refers to a magical effect used for defense and isolation of existences. That's fair. Save the questions for later. Here they come, speak of the devil. Otome, I think you should take a few steps back. Unable to even reply with a flick of his finger. For some reason, I felt my body immediately pulled backward. I fell to the ground from the sudden force. And in the next instant, what happened before me surprised me even more. Oh dear, the other guys then.
Oh
God. Hey old man, you're late to open up the shop. How many months do you think it's been, huh? For shame, Soan. They shut us out without saying a word. It was so long that I believe I'd fallen even further down. Wow, they still think Grandpa's alive, that's why. Indeed, Enchanté is quite splendid. I feel this way with each and every arrival. Ah, another demon. Huh? Oh, you're all here too, huh? I haven't seen any of you in a while. I figured you went off and, you know, died. Wait, this wild-looking man had flames spilling out from his entire body. Night Bay, I mean, I'm not attracted. Lol. It would be difficult to think that any one of us could really die, wouldn't it? This man had clean features on his face and wings growing out of his back. You're quite right. I am unable to die in the first place. This man looked like a knight clad in black armor like he was from the Middle Ages. Yep. Don't you know? Don't you know that I know that? God, can't take a joke? Hey, where's the old man? You left us hanging out there. I'm not gonna let you off easy. Well, not unless you get me a meal in the house and an apology. That sounds like you'd let him off quite easy, actually. These guys show up. Hey, old man, you here? Oh, he's dead. Guess I'll date his daughter. You mean granddaughter. No. However, we should locate Soan as to inquire what has been happening. I'm quite concerned over the matter of a particular limited edition drama CD I had pre-ordered through him. Oh dear. Granddaughter, schmandaughter. Shut up, fire! Huh? This kid is... Soan? Lord Soan, you've become quite dainty in the while we have been apart. LOL! That's not the case though. Just look! She's a different person. Where the hell are you two even looking? Haha, I guess we really couldn't know where you would be looking. Canis. I look at these four suspicious men before me and find that my mind has completely frozen. As my eyes shot around frantically, one of them slowly eased his way to me. You there, the trespassing girl. You've got some guts to sneak into the old man's shop while he's gone. Excuse me? What? Trespasser? That's what I should be saying. Just as I was about to yell that, the man I met first cuts in. Now I want the knight to approach me. Wow. Sorry, Kotane. This crew is a suspicious and dubious bunch, but they don't really mean any harm, so don't worry. Well, you act as if you're not one of them, but you're all trespassers to me. Whoops, I thought I could just stride my way through, but I suppose you won't be letting me off easily. Of course not! I mean, including you. Who are you guys? What do you mean? As you can see... He stops to flash another smile and speaks. We are guests from another world. Honestly. Don't play around with that coffee, monsieur! Akabane Kenji is who voices him. Yuichi Kaito Ishikawa. Cute. Ignis. Ooh, Junichi Soabe. Hoo hoo. Nah, apparently when researching into this Otome, there seems to be mistakes here and there. But they're right. The name of that demon guy is Ignis. Canis is the knight. I've checked the cast of characters beforehand too. Oi, monsieur, don't mess with the coffee beans. Those are expensive. Non-humans indeed. Main chapter 1. The aesthetic is just really pretty. I heard the story was really good too, so I didn't spoil myself. The trespasser wearing a helmet! I see, so someone did indeed pass away. Can I play in the beans? Coffee beans are expensive fire, so don't. The cafe hasn't been opened for months. I had feared as much. The elegant trespasser. Still cannot believe it. He was so full of energy the last time I saw him. But I'll clean it up, I promise. The first passenger. Humans don't live long after all. He was pretty old, although he didn't look like it. Now that I think of it, the reason he made us all leave must have been because he knew he'd be passing away soon. That may be so. Regardless, it's a tragedy that we've lost him. Rowdy trespasser. Shh! Stop looking so sad. He's dead. There's nothing we can do about it. That's what I thought. Ignis, please take care with how you choose the address the situation. Yan shirt. Shut it. If how I talk gets the old man to crawl back out from his grave, I'll say whatever the hell I want. But we know that won't happen. He died. And since that's fact, we should be thinking about what we should do next. Am I wrong?
一理ある。相変わらずイグニスは見た目に反して常識的だ。
You have a point. It really does impress me how you always have so much common sense despite the way you choose to appear. Lee, how do you feel about Jerkface over there? There's a reason why I get extremely picky when it comes to male tsundere and stuff like that. But it's hard to tell in Ignis's case. I guess I'll see how he develops. Indeed, everything about you makes you seem like a ruffian.
見た目についててめえらだけには言われたくねえよ。特にそこの鉄仮面野郎が。
Hey, you two are the ones to talk when it comes to looks, especially you, Helmet Head.
でも実際イグニスの言う通りだよね。
Ignis raises a viable
ソ
point.
アンが亡くなった以上、このアンシャンテの行く末はどうなるのか。
Now that Soan's gone, what will become of Enchanté? That
それ次第で
you insult my babe.
いろい
Eh?
ろと今後を考えなきゃ
Oh,
いけ
you're
ない。
talking about Candace. The answer to that question would have us consider all sorts of things, right?
そう、その通りだ。我々がここに来られてい
Exactly
た
right.
ソーアン殿の存在あっての。
The only reason we are able to come here is because of Lord Soan.
まあな。どういう経緯であれ、一度締め出されちまったら、
Yeah,
無理に来るってのは薄いってもんだ。
yeah, it's impossible to force our way back in here if we've been pushed out.
ということでさ、俺たちの将来を握る人物というか。
Indeed. So that being the case about the person who holds our very fate,
まずはテーブルの下で頭抱えてるあの子をどうにかしてあげるべきじゃない。
that is, the girl holding her head and hiding under the table right now. We should do something about her, don't you think? The fact that these men came out of nowhere through a door that led to nothing. The fact that it felt like their appearances changed the moment I glanced away from them. Lycoris, do you like Sea of Thieves? I'm not quite sure. Like, I've been seeing VTubers go talk about how they're streaming it, but I myself don't know what that entails. The fact that they call themselves guests from another world, I just don't know what's going on anymore. Honestly, I just want them to leave me alone until I wake up from this terrible dream. Sea of Thieves is nuts. Really? I hold my head in thought, but as if ignoring my pathetic plea.
淡きことね。だって。
Her name's Hawaki Kotane, right? Did you make me say something stupid again? I'm seriously going to time you out if you don't cut it out. The four men I could only see as suspicious trespassers come closer and closer to me.
こいつがジジイの孫娘ってマジかよ。いまいち信じられね
Is she really the old man's granddaughter? That's just kinda hard to believe.
間違いないでしょう。彼女にはソアンの面影もありますし。
There is no doubt she clearly has traits of Soan's face. The young man who had wings spoke gently, peering into my face.
突然の訪問失礼しました。けれど私たちは怪しいものではありません。
We apologize for the sudden visit. I assure you that there is no reason to fear us. Really?
無論だ。ソーアン殿にかけて誓う。
Absolutely. I swear upon Soan's name.
我々は決して怪しくなどない。
There's no reason to be suspicious of us.
なぜに一歩下がるんだ。
Why do you back away? Because personal space.
え。てめえは黙って
You.
見るからに不審者のてめえが口開くと、これっぽっちも話が進まねえから。
Okay, shut up, Candace. We're not gonna get anywhere with you. Anyone would suspect someone who looks the way you
と
do.
いうことでことね。変な人たちに囲まれて不安だろうけど、話だけでも聞いてくれるかな。
Otome, I know it's daunting to be here with such strange people, but can you at least listen to what we have to say? Why do you keep talking to me as if you aren't one of them? No matter how many times I close my eyes or pinch my cheeks, it doesn't seem like the situation will disappear. Glad the hot ramen broth wasn't better. Oh no, what happened? I take a deep breath, stand up with caution, and with eyes half opened, take a look. There's the man I first met, or rather the one that helped me unexpectedly. He was a young man who had a refined aura to him despite breaking into the cafe. Then the rowdy-looking man glaring at me with an unamused look on his face. I ate more. Oof. Suspicious trespassers. Oh goodness. I made spicy ramen, just finished and eating and drank the broth. F. They're all suspicious considering they broke into the cafe. But ignoring the one with the helmet on, they seem to be normal people? Perhaps. Still. Then what was with how they looked just now? Because these are their real forms, that's why. Let me figure out what's going on. You are all... They seem pretty familiar with Enchanté, and they do seem to know Grandpa. So the answer that all that leads to is... Are you guests of the cafe?
そうだよ。常連ってやつだ。
Ah, they're regulars.
元々俺たちはここに入り浸ってたんだからな。
That's it. You know, we're actually regulars. We're the ones who hang around here all the time. You hang around here?
そうだね。朝から晩までおはようからお休みまでって感じかな。
Yes, from open to close. We'll be saying good morning and good night in one visit. I hang around Boss's Cafe. For me, I essentially made residence here. That's actually a bit of a nuisance. But who are these people in the first place? The very first moment I met them, how they looked when they first appeared, when I saw them in that brief moment. The man clad in armor over his entire body. The man with wings on his back. The wavering flames. The way they look back then. Sometimes when boss needs you, hey, bean grinder. Oh dear. Everyone? I feel like you look much different than when you first got here. We look different? We look different? Oh, you mean how we looked when we use our powers.
ああ、そっか。確かにあの状態って随分と見た目が変わるもんね。
I see. Right. We do look quite different when we do that, huh?
俺たちは無意識にやっちゃって
I have powers that can make anyone hungry. Oh my god.
なんだかある意味新鮮な反応だね。
We just do it unconsciously, and so on never really paid it any mind. So this reaction is kind of refreshing. Oh dear.
あ？格好うんぬんって。
Huh? How we look? You mean like... Ooh.
これのことか。
This? No sooner than he spoke, he transformed as if he were in a movie. Just then, a wind so hot that made it hard to breathe swept across my face. I nodded emphatically, and everything disappears in the next instant. Go back, except you, Knight.
改めてこれが何かと問われると何と答えればいいのか。
Truthfully, it is difficult to answer what this really is when asked about it. When being in the his whole armor.
我の場合、見ての通りに随分と場所を取る。なので、ソーアン殿によく叱られたものだ。
For me, I take up a bit of space. You see, Lord Sohan scolded me much for it, always telling me that I was in the way.
おい、しみじみ嬉しそうに語ってるけどよ。現在進行形で邪魔だぞ。
You know, as pleased as you sound right now, you're also in the way.
これは言ってしまえば私たちの存在における一つの形。
I suppose you could say this is one form of our existence.
こういうことが
Oh, he has to be a seraph or something because he has more than 2
それ以上でも
wings.
それ以下でもありませんよ。
Ooh, we are beings capable of doing this. That is all I can say about who we are. I see.
お、疑問解決。よかったよかった。
Are all your questions answered? Great. Calling them answered is a stretch. I went from I don't get it to I have no idea what's happening. I mean, yes. Of course it cost that much. Then, in a spark of curiosity, I asked another question. Okay then, how about you? Are you able to do that too? As if he didn't expect me to ask that, he looked a bit surprised and then...
琴音はエッチだな。
What do you mean, usually they're like 10? No? This is a game that's fully voiced and everything, so I expect that much of a price. Haha, you're a bit of a perv, huh, Kotone? What? What makes you say that? And so, by asking those few questions, I came to the following conclusion. These men were in fact outsiders separated far from the rules of this world. So, what or who really are all of you? It seems ridiculous to have asked such a question, but I had no other choice but to do so. I reluctantly asked my question, and the men all looked at each other. With all their different expressions, some that seemed surprised, some that understood.
やはりソーアン殿からは事情を聞いていなかったか。
They see, Lord Sohan truly kept all this from you, didn't he? The most suspicious, the one with the helmet, which was glowing oddly on the inside, spoke as he was pushing his chest
で
forward.
は改めて自己紹介をさせてもらうとしよう。
Then, allow me to introduce myself. Canis Espada.
我の名はカヌス。カヌス・エスパー
My name is Canis. Canis
ダ。妖精
Espada.
界メディオの騎士だ。ソーアン殿は大変世話になった。
I am a knight of the fairy world, Medio. I was under the great care of Lord Sohan. Il Fado de Rie.
私はイルファド・デリ
Oh dear. Somehow I feel like I already know who to pursue, but let's see. I am Il Fado de
エ。
Rie.
カエルの出身の天使ではなく、その法を破り落とされた堕天使です。
Oh dear, he's a fallen angel, so that means he's a fallen one too. I am an angel of the heavenly world, Kyaaaaa. Or rather, I was an angel, fallen after breaking the laws of my world.
同じくソーアンには世話になりました。
Oh, ill, I was gonna call him too.
素晴らしい
Wow.
人でしたよ。
Oh shoot. I skipped dialogue from that guy. No. Agnes Carbunculus. If you're gonna be a butt about it, not you, Fire. That guy.
イグニス・カリブンクルス。重海ベスティアの魔獣。
Agnes Carbunculus. A demon beast from the beast world Bestia. Monsieur Rex.
じゃあ最後は俺かな。
I guess I'm
魔界アスモディアから来たミシェル・アレックス。
I guess I'm last then, huh? I'm from the demon world Asmodia, Monsieur
見
Rex.
ての通りとっても強い魔王様。よろしく
Oh shit, he's the demon king. Demon lord rather too. I'm the powerful demon king as you can see. Nice to meet you. Oh. I guess these four choices will determine who I'm interested in, huh? Well then, in that case, who do I Gosh darn it. Who the hell do I pick now? Oh my god. Empire. From the land of Earth, a tiny robot riding around on Leaves back and keeping her company. Shoot. I should have learned to save first so that if this branches out. Ah, darn it. Should have. Ah, hold on. Got it. How many? Ooh, 99 save files. Alright, and I'll save here. So that when I go ahead and pick the choices again, I'll go into different routes. But I am curious about each and every one of them, so... Well, it's been a while since meeting... This is Lycoris, a Cinder, a fallen angel, and Dean who loves tea and coffee as well as sweets. That sounds about right. Alright, I'll go for ill then for now. What do I do? Heavenly worlds and angels, demon worlds and demon kings. There's so many things wrong to point out that I don't know how to react. How much of this are they serious about? How much of this is a joke? As I sit struggling what to ask next, one of them walks towards me.
ことね。今は戸惑いばかりでしょうが、一度で理解する必要はありませんよ。
Otome, I am certain this is overwhelming, but there's no need to understand everything all at once.
こちらも少しずつ説明しますから、私たちのことも、この店のことも。
I shall
あ
try.
なたは新しいマスターなのですから。
I shall try and explain some things myself about all of us in this cafe, considering you will be its new owner. You're... Was it Ilfa?
惜しい。残念ですが不正解です。それでは効果
Bah!
は上がりませんね。
Wait, friendship level. Wait! Are you trying to use Otome lingo with me? What? Oh dear. Class. Unfortunately, that is incorrect. My friendship level won't rise at this rate. Friendship level?
私は打天使。イルファドでリエ。呼びにくければイルで結構です。
I am the fallen angel Ilfado de Rie. Feel free to call me Il if you'd like. Il smiles after his explanation. Not entirely sure if he's a fallen angel, but there's definitely an otherworldly aura about him that would make me believe so. He carries himself with poise and seems the most normal out of the four of them. Oh dear. Oh?
なんと発売日の変更ですか。カウントダウンを心待ちにしていたというのに。
Wait. He mentioned about Yeah! He mentioned about someone that someone needed to give him a drama CD. So that tells me he has to be a freaking otaku. Oh my god. Okay, he has to be an otaku. What kind, I don't know. But if he's asking for drama CDs, then definitely like an anime and manga otaku at least. But if he's a gamer of some sorts, I'm gonna start laughing. Oh? Did the release date change? I was so looking forward to counting down for this. I give an exasperated look at the fallen angel, who gestures to excuse himself as he takes out a smartphone. But Knight is still on the table, just saying, I think I'll pursue him next. What are you doing?
発売日の変更通知が届いたので、新作の公式サイトを確認しようかと。展開だと電波が入らないので。
I was notified about a release date change, and I'm checking the site to confirm. I do not get any signal in the heavenly world.
ですが、攻略対象
Oh shit! He does play Otome then! Or Gal
専
game.
用ルートが
Shit! Oh my god! Oh, but they're adding a new character. I never would have thought that character would get their own route. He claims to come from another world, yet he just naturally took out a smartphone. On top of that, I really have no idea what he's mumbling about. I guess even if he seems normal, even this guy has something wrong with him. Well, in any case, I suppose I should ask about someone else. Oh, okay. Then, a night then. Wait, I can't process what's happening. I crouched down with a headache caused by all the strange words and weird introductions. At the least I was able to understand that all these people are absolute weirdos. Oh my god. Don't call us weirdos! What the heck? And I kiss your flames. Lols. Of all the people, if I were to pick who was the strangest of all... Oh my god. You're Canis the Knight, was it?
カヌス・エスパート、この度はお悔やみ申し上げる。
Yes, Canis Espada. Again, my condolences for what happened. Thank you. He looks strange, but he is gentlemanly. Demon Lord was more sus. Putting that aside, there are a lot of things I'd like to ask.
他ならぬソーアン殿の孫娘のことだ。答えられる話ならば、
Yes,
いくらでも答える。
you are Soan's granddaughter. I shall answer you to the best of my abilities.
まず、身長は190センチで、体重は秘密。
Oh
趣
dear.
味は筋トレやガーデニング。
A very formal introduction. I am 190 centimeters tall. That means he's at least 6 foot or so. If we're going to go by like feet and inches. He's about 6 feet. Because 180 centimeters is 5'11 already. So, let's see. I am 190 centimeters tall. My weight is secret. I have several hobbies including weight training and gardening. Well, I guess we'll see. No, wait. That's not what I want to know. Hang on. Why is your weight a secret? That's such a silly... Wait, that's not important. What is important is what's obvious. I want to know why you're dressed like that. In particular, that helmet. Why a helmet? After my short tirade, Canis thinks for a moment and speaks.
なかなかのコーデだと自負している。何か気に障る部分があった。
Don't you judge his helmet, oh my god. I actually thought I coordinated my attire quite well today. Do you feel something is off? Coordinated?
人間界に来たさ、ソーアン殿に言われたもの。お前は目立つから見た目も厳しい。
He is my Dark Souls character. Oh dear. Yes, when I came to the human world, someone advised me not to stand out too much. And that's why you have that outfit on. Take another look. From the neck down, he seems like any other guy around town with a normal shirt and vest on. But his neck and up was covered by an iron helmet like one from the Middle Ages. I can't possibly be the only one here who noticed Grandpa's advice hadn't been applied very well at all. I happened to glance to the side to find the Demon King snickering as if he read my mind.
他に何か気になる点はあるだろうか。
He's licking his lips. You have found another questionable point. It's not that I found another point, it's everything about you. The light gleaming from his helmet catches my eye. It looks almost like flames, but what in the world is that? What's that light coming from your neck? This is...
それはあれだね。CG 的なやつだよ。
Oh, come on, Monsieur!
変わるでしょ。
Those are just computer graphics. You can see the color changing, right? I know that's not what it is.
いいからそういうことにしとけ。こっちも説明するのめんどくせえし。
Just leave it at that. It's such a drag to try to explain it too. Quiet, Ignis. Seriously? It's clearly not normal though. Well, in any case, I suppose I should ask someone else. Alright. A Demon King? Even I realized how dumbfounded I sounded as those words spilled from my lips. The man standing in front of me, Monsieur. I vaguely remember him saying something like that the first time he appeared.
ああ、魔王。人間界では割とメジャーな職業じゃない？名前くらい聞いたことあるでしょ？
Right, a demon king. It's a major role in the human world, right? You've heard of my name before, yes? A major role? You mean that sort of character? Like the ones in video games.
そうそう。人間を虐殺したり、世界を征服したり、闇に
Ah, so he knows about the stereotypes
姫
too.
様をさらったりするあれだね。
Yeah, he knows the stereotypes. Right, yes, we massacre humans, conquer worlds, ascend into darkness, kidnap lovely princesses, that sort of thing.
だから油断してると、君もさらっちゃうぞ、お姫様。
Oh, so if you let your guard down, I'll kidnap you too, princess. Oh god, do not! Ah! Do not! Don't you dare! Do freaking not! Oh my god. Shit. Conflict of interest. Bah! Talking about massacring people with that smile and doesn't seem quite right. He is really about to go to jail. Oi!
ああ、とはいえ、ここではオフだしね。魔王様とか呼ばずに、ミシェルでいいよ。
Well, even if I am one, I'm not on the job. You don't need to call me Demon King, just Messire is fine. Ah, they even have a term for Demon King too. Wow. A demonic king of evil familiar in RPGs and fantasy stories. The standard is abducting a princess and engulfing the world in darkness. One should raise their level and acquire legendary armaments before facing him.
ああ、でも、ミッシーとか、みっちゃん呼びも捨てがたいな。
That's cute. Oh, but you could give me a nickname like Michan or Michi or Michan.
ほら、相性って、なんだか距離が縮まった気がしない？
Nicknames make it feel like you're a bit closer with that person, don't they? No, I have no need for that. I don't need to close the gap between us. Well, in any case... Alright, Agnes, you're up. So, how am I supposed to be responding to these earth-shattering self-introductions? Though wretched from shock, I noticed something. That one, the one who called himself Ignis, was staring at me. He's scary. I can feel his gaze upon me. But looking a little more closely, the print on his t-shirt is kinda cute. Nyan. Huh? I mean... Unable to withstand his piercing gaze anymore, I gather my courage and address him. You're the demon beast. Ignis, right? Yeah. Did I do something wrong? I don't know why he's staring at me. Well, that's what I thought until he dismisses me with a grunt and looks away.
ジジイの孫にしちゃ随分冷める。
Jerk face! Oh my god! No, I just thought you were a pretty plain girl, being you're the old man's daughter. Huh? Oh my god, you actually clipped it. No! He flips his head to the side after muttering his rude comment. Why do I have to receive this kind of abuse in our first meeting? Man, why the heck did you clip it? No. And so after a bit of conversation,
そういえば、ソアンが亡くなったっていうなら、彼のコーヒーももう飲めないんだね。
that's right. Now that Sohan's gone, I guess we can't drink his coffee anymore, huh?
そうなのか。重ね重ね惜しい方をなくした。
Adorable. Oi! That would be the case. More and more I realize we have lost a great person.
コーヒーなんて苦いだけじゃねえ。俺としちゃ飯が食えなくなる方がよっぽど重要だって。
Heh, the coffee is always bitter. Not being able to eat here anymore is way more important to me than the coffee.
苦いというよりも、イグニスの場合、飲むと死んでしまうのでは？
Always bitter. Agnes, in your case, wouldn't you actually die from drinking some?
はあ？なんでだ。コーヒー飲んだだけで死ぬわけねえだろ。
Huh? Why the hell would I die? I couldn't die just from drinking coffee.
なんと、当人が知らないとは危険ですね。
Oh?
いいですかイブニス。犬
はあ
にコーヒーや玉ねぎを与えると
Ah, because of his beast form. Oh my, it could be fatal if you're unaware, Ignis, if you give dogs coffee or onions. Let me see. Such food induce poisoning symptoms in dogs, so you should never feed them these. Not just coffee or onions, but other things too, like chocolate is also a big thing. Certain fruits too, I think. But I forgot.
だからな、俺を犬扱いすんなってんだよ、この箱入り天使が。
God, just stop it. Stop calling me a dog, you angel nerd. Nasir the Demon King, Hannes the Knight, Il the Fallen Angel, and Ignis the Demon Beast. After their fantasy-ridden introductions, they chatter amongst themselves.
さてとどうかなことね。俺たちが何者かちゃんと伝わった。
Now then, how about it, Kotane? Were we able to convey who we are to you? From the looks of it, it didn't seem like they were trying to trick me or tell me absurd lies about alternate worlds. Right. Even though... couldn't quite believe them, or I'll try for now. I'll try for now. Honestly, I don't even understand half of what you are all talking about. Anyway, none of you are normal people, but to my grandfather, you were all important customers, right?
我らは人の断りの外に生きる別の種族だと考えてもらって間違いない。
Well, I'm glad you understand at least. Yes, we do live outside the rules of man, and it's not wrong to consider us abnormal.
ソーアンが俺たちを大切に思ってたかどうかは今じゃ確かめようがないけどさ。
Though, we'll never be able to know if Soan really did care about us.
でも彼がそんな風に思っててくれたら俺たちはすごくすご
If
く
he,
幸せ者だよね。
if he really did think of us that way, we are truly lucky to have known him. I don't know what sort of bond, what sort of times these men and grandpas spent together, but I couldn't help but notice Monsieur's smile was one of melancholy. Ah, so he has a bittersweet smile. Yeah, that's sad. At that point, Ignis and everyone took a seat nearby and showed they were ready to have a serious chat with me.
ま、あれだ。この際俺たちのことを信じるかどうか後回しでいい。
Well, you can decide if you trust us or not at a later time.
それより一つ聞かせろ。てめえはここに何をしに来た？
That's rude addressing me as Teme. Remember, Japanese language has a lot of nuances and context. So Teme is a rude version of addressing someone as you. So I'm kinda a little cranky. Oh, wait, I have a cute video to show you later. Okay. More importantly, we'd like to know, what did you come here to do? Excuse me? This is my grandfather's shop. What? His eyes squinted a bit more. It was silent. His sharp gaze was upon me, scanning every little detail.
そう。そうあの淡きこと。てめえの話は俺たちもじじいから何度も聞かされてる。
Yes, Soan's daughter, Awaki Kotane. We've heard about you a bunch of times from the old man himself.
昔はこの店でじじいと住んでたらしい。最近じゃ仕事が忙しいとか言うので、随分会ってなかったそうじゃない。
It seemed like you used to live in the shop, but you hadn't seen him in a while because work has been too busy.
そんな君がなぜ今になってここを訪れたのか。
So, why are you here now of all
そして
times?
君がこの場所アンシャンテをどう思うのか。それは俺たちにとっても重要なんだ。
And what do you really think of Enchanté? Your answer is very important to us. I had a feeling they also guessed as to why the granddaughter of the shop's owner came after the shop was abandoned for so long. And that this meant Enchanté was at a crossroads.
店を継ぐのか、それとも畳むのか。
whether or not you're taking over the shop or closing it down. Monsieur spoke as if he read my mind. As if reacting to his somber smile, I hold out a letter towards them. Ah, the letter her grandfather wrote. Thank you for the hydrate redeem, Saiba. I actually have like a nice serving of lemonade beside me, so yeah. The reason I came here is because of this letter I received from Grandpa. If I die, I leave this shop in your hands. So that's what it said. I'm getting really sleepy, then I head out to bed. Take care of yourself, Lycoris, and have a fun stream. I will, Saiba. Please sleep well, and thank you for tuning in. Go there yourself and have a look around. If you feel you don't need it, sell it. Or you can feel free to make it your own place. Ah, so that's what he said. That's what the letter says. Lord Soan's final request. I nod. My fingers graze the leaf of paper as I look towards them again. Let's make it no demon lords allowed. Oh dear. You're right, I hadn't taken time to see Grandpa. But it's not because I didn't want to. I love him. He used to take care of me. If he knew I took advantage of his kindness to escape from my current problems, I'm sure he would have been sad. What do you mean, escape? Right. I didn't want my dear grandpa to hate me for leaving that place. But in the end, his passing is what brought me this letter and brought me here again. The fact that this has all been a trigger for me to escape that place, that's the truth. I wonder what she means. Because it was implied that while her parents were busy with work and stuff, she used to be with her grandfather. I wonder if something happened between her and her parents, or if it's something else. No idea what you're talking about. I'm sure you're just imagining things. Son would never fuss over something so small. He'd laugh like an idiot and then he'd move on. That'd be it. Agnes's words were tinged with sadness. Hearing them, I turned towards the others. Grandpa talked about how important this cafe always was to him. So, if there are any secrets to it, I'd like to know every detail. So please tell me, what exactly is this cafe? What are these alternate worlds? My questions made them look at each other. The sound of the shop returned to what it must have been like before we arrived. Silent. It is difficult to describe in words. I can say that it is just as you have seen. Ah, this is Café Enchanté. Here, there is a gateway to other worlds, a place where others can come to visit. Yeah, so pretty much it's like restaurant to another world, except the restaurant itself, in this case, the cafe doesn't teleport to the alternate world once every week. Instead, the patrons here go to this world and yep, whether they think they're products of fiction, they actually do exist. Lord Soan, keeper of Enchanté, ran it and took us non-humans in as guests. Beanhouse. I guess you're not wrong. General term for those who aren't human. In this game, they can be referred to anyone from another world.
昔からここはそういう場所でした。本来交わらない世界に交わるです。
Ah,
奏でられたひとときの幻。
yes.
我々の居場所。
That has long been the case here. A shop where distant worlds intersect. A place of fun and a place of belonging.
最も小さかった君は覚えてないかもしれないけどね。
Oh? You know, you were still so small. You wouldn't remember, huh? Wait, did I meet you at some point in the past, Monsieur?
ほんの短い時間だったからね。
Oh.
覚えてないのも無理はないよ。
Oh, they met. She was a kid at the time. It was such a short meeting after all. It isn't surprising that you don't remember. If that's the truth, had they already been coming to the cafe back when I was still living here as a child? I close my eyes and try to remember. Fragments of images begin to cross my mind. Events buried in my memories of these past 15 years begin to surface. Let's see.
俺が店を開く一番の理由はだ。うちに来てくれる奴らがいるからだ。
The main reason I opened this place at all is for the people. Of course, these memories are from when I was a child. It's difficult to recall them. But I don't think I ever considered then that the customers I saw weren't normal human beings. Now that they mention it, I feel something nagging in the back corners of my mind. These still fleeting, fragmented memories slumbering within.
そして遠くから。そう、信じられねえくらい遠くからわざわざこの店に来てくれる客もいる。
And some, yes, some of them come from faraway places beyond imagination. That's right. Grandpa was always so cheerful when he would talk about the guests that visit. It didn't matter if they were human or not. I probably just don't remember. But I'm certain Monsieur and the others would be in those memories. All these bizarre stories I'm hearing. I feel like I can believe them all just by recalling the heartfelt words of my grandpa. It's all true, isn't it? About other worlds, the non-humans, that grandpa kept this place open for all of you.
まあね。というか、俺たち自身の存在が一番の証拠だと思うんだけどさ。
Yeah, though I think what proves it best is our very existence.
私も嘘ではないと保証します。私はれっきとした打天使であり、このアンシャンテの居候でしたから。
I also swear this to be the truth, that I am a fallen angel in and out and have stayed at Enchanté for a long time.
ここはそんな我々にとって最高の喫茶店でした。
This is why we believe this to be the most amazing cafe.
ソーアン殿が亡くなった以上今まで通りといかないだろうな。
However, now that Lord Sohan has passed, things will not be the same as they once were. Canon shakes his head with sullen movements. You all came to the shop from other worlds using that door, right? Oh, so I got the Ami costume in MHR. Nice. So, what happens if the shop was demolished? But now I have to craft it. Lol, good luck with that. If the shop closed down and was demolished, I'm pretty sure the door wouldn't survive.
別に大したことじゃねえ。鍵さえ開いてりゃ勝手に来ることくらいできる。
Nothing really. As long as the door stays unlocked, we could come and go whenever we want. The lock?
あの扉にプレートがかかっていた。
Look at the gate. You see the plate hung onto the door, correct? Ah, open and close. The plate. I assume it's the one that reads open and closed. Right. I see it. But is that the lock?
不思議なもんでね。うちの鍵はあれなんだよ。
It is odd that our lock is that plate. The gate sign of the Enchanté gate. Turning it over locks and unlocks it. Ah.
そのままの意味だけど、オープンなら扉は開くし、クローズドなら扉は開かない。
It's just as it says. The doors open when it's on open, and it stays closed when it reads closed.
俺たちとしてはイグニスが言ったよう
Dang,
に
that's cool.
鍵さえ開いて
What
れば
is?
勝手に出入りもできるんだけどね。
As far as we know, it's just as Ignis says. We can come and go whenever we want, so long as the lock stays open.
けどたまーに良くないものが出てくる可能性もあるから基本的にはちゃんと施錠した方がいいね。
Ah, in other words, non-humans who would dare to attack human beings and stuff like that. Open and closes with just a sign. I know. Though sometimes some unpleasant things might come through there, so I recommend only keeping it open or closed when necessary. What unpleasant things?
世界を滅ぼす系の者たちですね。
That's what I thought.
あとは自分以外の生き物を目にすると容赦なく虐殺するものとか。
The kind who would destroy the world. Those who think of others as lesser beings and murder them in cold blood. That's too dangerous. Grandpa, how could you open the shop without batting an eye at that kind of danger?
ちなみに店舗を潰したら異世界の扉がどうなっちゃうのか心配になるかもしれないけど。
By the way, you may be worried about what would happen to the door to the other worlds if the shop were to be demolished.
そこは心配いらないよ。そもそもゲートは破壊できないからね。
But don't worry, the gate can't even be destroyed in the first place. Seriously? So Dan Rex, Grandpa was interested with hot anime boys. As patrons.
それに店舗も俺やイルが術をかけててね。完全じゃないけど
Ooh.
店を害する相手が自然と遠ざかるようには
Yeah,
仕向けてあ
looks
った
like Messire and Il are very powerful too. Il and I have cast a spell in the cafe. It's not perfect, but it turns away anything that would seek to cause harm here. In other words, it seems the shop eluded demolition due to this mysterious power. I see, that's astounding. That does seem rather convenient. Now I want to go to a cafe. And honestly, same.
そういう
And
の
that's exactly why I picked this game too.
意外と知らないだけで不思議なことはその辺に溢れてるもん
That's
さ。
all it does. You may not realize it, but there is magic in effect all over the place. But if that's really the case, this shop couldn't ever disappear, isn't that right?
場所だけはね。けどそこが居心地のいい場所かどうか、それはまた別の問題でしょ。
Do you ever wish you could walk into some place and go the usual, please? I am. Especially if I end up being a regular at a place I'd want to go to. The shop itself, certainly. This place remaining pleasant or not, well, that's another issue, isn't it?
俺たちが望んでいる場所はこの店のアンシャンテのマスターが俺たち人外を快く迎えてくれる場所なんだ。
Well, I'd like to stay here at this cafe, where Enchanté's keeper would welcome us non-humans with open arms. A place where you feel welcome.
わがままだっていうのは誰よりも俺たちが痛感してるんだけどね。
Although, we do honestly realize how selfish it is to feel this way about it all. Silence once again drapes over the cafe as these words were uttered. While I was still searching for what to say, Monsieur suddenly stands up from his seat.
何せよ急な話なのは理解してるよ。
Well, whatever the case, we do understand that all this is very sudden.
俺たちは少し席を外すからちょっと考えてみて。
We'll leave you be for a while. All I ask is that you meditate on this all for a bit. It'll definitely plays Among Us. Wait, but where are you going?
我々はおのおのがソーアン殿よりアンシャンテの上階を間繰りしている
Ah.
久方ぶりということもあるのでそこ
All of us had rented rooms for Lord Soan on Enchanté's upper floors. Considering it's been a while, we'd like to see them. You rented rooms?
頻繁にここへ訪れ宿泊することもあったのだそれぞれ家賃を払って借りていたんだ
Ah, so that's how it is. Indeed. We would visit frequently, sometimes staying overnight. We all have been paying to rent those spaces. I see. Come to think of it, Il did clearly mention he was living in the shop. It's true that I had yet to see the second floor of Enchanté. I really would have never imagined that these non-human guests would be staying up there.
つうかジジイが死んだな。俺たちの部屋どうなってんだ。根こそぎ片付けられたりしてねえよな。
Hmm? Wait, so if the old man is dead now, what happened to our rooms? They haven't been cleaned out, have they? I'm not sure. I haven't been upstairs yet. I don't know if a housing authority or city officials have come to see the property.
それは困ります。
That's very troubling. Il abruptly stands up.
私の部屋には大事な宝物があるのです。それを留守中に片付けたなどと。
I have valuable treasures in my room. You could not stand it if something
こ
happened.
うしてはいられません。一刻も早く無事を確かめなくては。
I cannot stand there idly. I must check at once if everything is okay. With that, Il rushes up to the stairs in a huff. I think he might have flown a bit, even. What in the world?
ほっとけ。あいつはいつもああなんだよ。
Leave him be. That's just how he is.
というかここの結界はゆかりのない人よけも兼ねてるし、まあ心配ないとは思うけどね。
This enchantment keeps away anyone that isn't affiliated with this place as it is. There's nothing to worry about.
んじゃ俺も部屋行ってくるわ。カネス、お前も相部屋だし来るだろう。
I'll go and check out my room. Coming, Candace? Your room's by mine, after all.
ああ。とはいえ我々は物が少ない。ついでに簡単な掃除でもしておくか。
Right. I do not have many belongings to check on. Though I do not have many belongings to check on, I shall at least tidy up a bit. As they begin to climb up the stairs.
それじゃあことね、君は一度ゆっくり考えてみて。なんならコーヒーでも入れてみたら。
Alright, Kotane. You should think this over for a while. Why don't you make yourself a cup of coffee? Monsieur, the last one to leave, winked at me as he spoke. After the sounds of their steps faded away, the space around me was hushed in comparison to how it was moments ago. But then, this would have been what Enchanté would have been right now, if those men hadn't arrived. People from other worlds, non-humans come here to this cafe. Huh. At first, I was wondering if I should even bother trying to run the cafe at all. Now, as I sit here by myself, I'm beginning to question the very nature of reality. I need to gather my thoughts. Monsieur was considerate enough to let me have some time alone. Maybe I should go outside and get some air. I look to the horizon. The sun is setting. I take in its light and let out a sigh. The cold begins to grip me as the day ends. I sit on the bench and go over everything that had just happened. I found that door. I met Monsieur and the others. Canis, Il, and Ignis. They all claim they aren't human, all this easily erasing whatever knowledge of the world I used to hold. Ow. I know it was cliche, but I pinched my cheek to make sure I could still feel it. I did. So that meant this is all real. I pinched my elbow and my hand, but of course the result was the same. Sitting there, I take a breath deeper than the deepest ocean. Seems like every guest Grandpa rented to developed a meaningful friendship with him.
場所だけはね。けどそこが居心地のいい場所かどうか、それはまた別の問題でしょ。
The shop itself, certainly. This place remaining pleasant or not, well, that's another issue, isn't it?
俺たちが望んでいる場所はこの店のアンシャンテのマスターが俺たち人外を快く迎えてくれる場所なんだ。
We'd like to stay here at this cafe, where Enchanté's keeper would welcome us non-humans with open arms. holding this irritable feeling. Ah! I let out a groan. It was a sound no one would expect to come from someone like me. What do I do? The sunset. It's so pretty. But I can only escape my reality for so long. As if to try to find an answer, I opened the letter from Grandpa once again.
とね、
ってことね。
本当はこう SNS 的ななんかでメッセージを残そうと思ったんだが。
It was originally just going to leave a message with you over social media.
それじゃ遺言として認められないらしい。だから仕方なく手紙に書いとく。
Ah.
スタンプとか使える方が便利なのにな。
But I guess that's not suitable for a will. They want me to write to you in a letter. Nice sentiment, but I prefer the keyboard. I guess he typed this out and printed it then, the letter. Honestly, he always loved breaking the mold. A bittersweet feeling draws a smile. I bite my lip as I read over the letter again. An official will was delivered to my parents. So this is basically just a personal message from grandfather to granddaughter. Most of the content was just random chatter. Questions about me eating properly, making sure I was being nice to my parents, and if I was doing okay at the company where I got my job, things like that. When Grandpa would come to the house every so often, we had so much fun talking. He was sensitive to how I felt. He never did try to pry too much into my daily life. I guess this letter, it helped him work through all that concern he must have had for me. I'm sorry, Grandpa. It's difficult to talk about out loud, but the food supply... I think it's work-related issues then. But the food supply company where I was hired was infamous for being strict about the work. That became apparent right away once I started my job there. The sales department would go door-to-door selling health products and supplements that were basically scams. As an office worker, I dealt with all the complaints that came from customers each day and night. They brought me on right out of high school, even though I barely made the cut, so I forced myself to endure the labor. But after so many days of working there, the ringing of a phone would trigger me. I could still hear my boss yelling. You can always be replaced. Just do what I say. You have nowhere else to go, do you? No one needs you. I picked you up, so you better be grateful. I was tired, bitter, and just wanted to quit. It was at that time when I got Grandpa's letter, which I'm looking at right now.
辛かった。逃げてこい。ジジイの道楽で始めた店だが。
So this is how the letter stuck in here. If things get tough, you can always come back. The shop was an old man's hobby.
それがお前の居場所になるならそれでいい。お前の人生だ。お前が自分で決めていいんだ。
But if it means something more to you too, that's just fine. Your life is in your hands. You choose to live it exactly how you want. Oh, Grandpa. I fold the letter and take a deep breath. There's no one here to guide me now. But still, I really hate that there isn't. I know I just want things to be easy. I think of what Grandpa would say, wishing that he were here right now. Hey, this is like home. Sorry about that. Huh? I thought they went to check on the rooms. Monsieur. My face lifts up, the doorbell ringing, to see Monsieur standing there.
俺だけはアンシャンテに泊まったりしてなかったからさ。
Well, not the only one who wasn't actually staying. Oh, well, I'm the only one who wasn't actually staying over at
特
Enchanté.
に部屋も借りてないし、ただブラブラって。 店の中うろついてきただけ。
Wasn't really renting a room either. I was just kind of wandering around inside the cafe.
まあその代わり毎日欠かさず来店してたけどね。魔王の仕事があるから基本夜には帰っちゃうけど。
Ah, so that's how it was for him. But I did come to the cafe every day, though I did have my Demon King duties to attend to, so I usually left at night. Monsieur smiles, adding that he'd continue to come if I were to take over the shop. He then comes to sit on the bench with me. Oh, I didn't expect that. Sure, it's not as bad as ill, but I did imagine that you'd be living here too.
俺ってばそんなに怠惰な感じ？いると一緒とかちょっとショックかも。
Do I look like that much of a mess? You actually thought I was like him. Ill is a mess. I couldn't really see that at all. More importantly, is it okay for you to look like that out here?
大丈夫大丈夫。魔王様はチートが使えてなんぼですよ。
Oh,
他人の認識いじるなんてちゃちゃいなちゃい。
I think I know what he means. Probably he uses some sort of illusion magic to trick humans into imagining him like as appearing as a human or something. I guess that's what he means. Let's see, cheat. A favorite word of Monsieur. It often means something so strong it seems doubtful. He wraps up the strange things he performs with this word, probably because explaining is a pain to him. He's a demon king after all. While he can easily do most things, such as acts of destruction, there are a few things that he is not very good at. I knew it. Perception obstruction. Magic used by Monsieur and himself, since he would be seen as suspicious when he goes outside. Apparently, surrounding people only see him as wearing normal clothes. Yeah, that's what I thought. He stretched calmly, saying that scary fact. I wonder how detached from humanity he really was. I mean, just look at his clothes. His face, the way he talks, the way he laughs. Maybe he doesn't look that different yet.
というか、まだ考え事の最中だった。提案したくせに邪魔しちゃったらごめん。
Oh, were you still thinking about it? Sorry to interrupt when I suggested that you do that. Oh no, it's fine. Actually, in all honesty, it was helpful that he came to chat. I couldn't help but feel like thinking about this on my own would just get me down.
それさ、ソーアンからの手紙。
Hey, is that the letter from Sohan? As he pointed to the letter, I realized I forgot to put it away. Oh, yes it is. I was holding it to my chest out of reflex, probably because it was taking me through all those memories and emotions just now. Responding ambivalently, he stares at the letter for a moment, then speaks.
ソーアンってさ、
So, about Sohan.
辛いもの食べられないの知ってた？唐辛子とかもう全然ダメでさ。
Did you know he couldn't eat spicy stuff? He had such a hard time with hot peppers. Now who does this remind me of? His sudden comment caught me off guard. Huh? I never knew. Grandpa always seemed so sprightly.
だよね。キャラじゃないよね。その他にも実はゴキブリがダメとかさ。
Boss? Yes. Moss can't really handle spicy stuff. Right? It wasn't a quirk for show. He had issues with other things too, like cockroaches. Really? Well, I can't deal with cockroaches either. Monsieur continued on, speaking kindly of the grandfather I didn't know, though I'm sure it was a tiny bit of things he wanted to say. I could tell these memories were very precious to him.
ソーアンはさ、大雑把な性格の割に上手だったんだよね。コーヒー入れるの。
So on, he was pretty good at pouring coffee, despite how much he didn't fuss with the intricate details of things. Yeah, it was only when he poured coffee, though only might be a bit mean. that he was so intentional and serious. Monsieur nods in agreement with my comment.
魔王も騎士もラテン士も魔獣も
Demon kings, knights, fallen angels, and
こ
beasts.
の店にいる限りはただの
While we were here, we were just
客コー
guests.
ヒーを頼んでおやつをつまんでただただそんな時間を楽しむ場所
Ordering coffee and eating snacks. You can always just relax here.
そういう場所なんだよここはだからこそ俺たちはこの店がアンシャンテが好きなんだ
They had a place to belong, and that they wouldn't be treated as non-humans. That's the sort of shop this is. That's why we love to be at this cafe. That's why we love Enchanté. You're not going to ask me, are you? To take over the cafe?
まあそうだね
Hmm? Well, yeah, I guess you're right.
うまく言えないけどそれは違うかなってそりゃついで欲しいは欲しいけどさ
It's hard to put into words. It just wouldn't feel right. I mean, as much as I'd like you to. Laughing a bit to himself, he stood up, looking satisfied somehow.
とにかくさ何もかもが君にとっては急すぎるし決断が難しいのは承知の上だよ
Anyway, I know this is happening so fast. I'm sure it's hard to make a decision. After I nod response, he pauses for a moment, then speaks
ほ
again.
どね明日の予定は
Otome, are you doing anything tomorrow?
そうアンに聞いてたけど確か今のお勤め先って東北なんだよね
If I
も
remember,
う帰っちゃったりするかな
if I remember from what Sohan told me, you work northeast from here, don't you? Are you going to go home already? Tomorrow? I don't have anything planned. As for work, what happened? Otome? Oh, alright. Yeah, I don't have anything
そ
planned.
っかじゃあ明日またここに来てみない
I see. Then how about you come back here? To Enchanté?
そうもちろん君さえ嫌じゃなければだけど
Yes, if you don't mind, of course.
せっかく時間があるならいろいろ話してみたくてさ店を継ぐ継がないは別として
If you have the time, I'd like to talk with you some more, but not necessarily about the cafe.
俺は君のことを知りたいし君に俺のことを知ってほしい
I want to know more about you. I'd like you to get to know me a little better too. Monsieur gave a smile that did not look at all suspicious and was actually friendly. I haven't been asked a question like that in a while, outside of family context anyway. I put up my garden reflex and probed him. And why would you want to do that?
それはもちろん運命の出会いだからなんちゃってね
Because this meeting was destiny, of course. I'm just kidding. Even if it was a joke, he had the guts to mention something as cheesy as destiny. And him saying it with such a carefree smile brought a smile to my face as well. Yes, it's possible that this is destiny, considering it would be impossible for a normal person to be the Demon King.
お魔王様ってことやっと信じてくれた
Oh, you finally believe I'm a Demon King. Well, I wouldn't get anywhere if I didn't.
なんだ妥評かまだ疑わしいって言うならもっと説得力ある証拠を見せてあげるよ
So you're compromising then, If you're still suspicious, can I show you evidence that would change your mind? Evidence?
そうだね例えばロマンチックに
Oh dear. What if I were to romantically...
あの太陽を砕いてみせてとか
Oh my
この
god.
星を跡形もなく滅ぼして
Okay. I did not expect that to go as it did. Romantically break the sun to pieces. Or remove the stars from the sky without a trace.
君直々のお願いならそのぐらいのことはしてあげるよ
I could do that much if you were to ask me directly, you know? Is that romantic? His smile scares me, as if to say that he would actually go through with that.
まあその件も含めてさ、明日のご来店お待ちしております。
Well, with that in mind, I'll be waiting for you here at the cafe tomorrow.
なんて本来言うべきは俺じゃないんだけど。
But I'm not the one who should be saying that. I'll think about it. I'll consider whether or not I'll return. Even if I were to start heading back now, I'd be home around midnight. Considering how dangerous that might be, maybe it's best I stay here tonight. But I'm a bit reluctant to stay in Enchanté with all these people I don't even know. For now, I let Monsieur know I'll be leaving to get a hotel for the night.
わかった。じゃあ他のみんなには俺の方から伝えておくよ。
Okay, got it. I'll let everyone else know. Well, everything will be okay with the lock.
イルとカヌスがこっちに残るから多分大丈夫。ゲート側の管理も任せておいて。
Il and Candace will stay behind, so it's okay. You can leave the gates to me too.
それじゃあことね。また明日。
Alright, Kotone. See you tomorrow. Right. See you tomorrow. Oh.
どうかした？
What's wrong? Oh no! It's nothing really. I haven't said see you tomorrow to anyone in such a long time. It really was nothing. Outside of work, I just didn't seem to live the same way other people did. Monsieur didn't make me feel weird, and he replied shyly.
俺もだよ。
Heh, me too. He smiled with an endless kindness. It was then I realized that I was no longer just considering coming by tomorrow. Once I got to the hotel, the promise I made to see Monsieur became rather clear. I had to go, Licorice. Sorry, that's fine. The hotel I was able to find was very nice considering how little it costs. After taking a shower and changing, I lied down on the bed in the room. I'm so tired. It's definitely due to mental stress. Have a good rest of your stream. Thank you, and thank you for watching. It's time I get to sleep. I let out a yawn as I reach out to the light by the pillow. No matter how many times I think about it, I really just experienced something insane. No, I no longer thought it was a dream. Still feeling the small morsel of excitement toward visiting Enchanté tomorrow. I close my eyes and give in to sleep. I hear a voice. It sounds like a child. Someone crying. Oh? Oh dear. Solitude is lonely. My mind was blank, and I had no idea where I was or when this was. I've been waiting for you. A person appeared without a sound and stretched out their hand. Their trembling fingers sank into my chest. They literally sank in. They plunged in, like a hand submerging into water. Ugh! My head felt like an alarm going off. My body shook in pain. Unable to breathe, I could feel my consciousness slipping. But there was something more harrowing. Help me! It clung on to me. This unknown plea rang in my head. It was so pitiful, so sad. I tried batting away the hand, but I just couldn't no matter how hard I tried. Lurk. I woke up to the sound of my heavy heartbeat. It took me a moment to realize the space around me was just the hotel room I had booked for the evening. I don't remember everything very well, but that definitely felt like a nightmare. In an attempt to dig up the memories from it, I grabbed the sides of my head. Just then, the alarm goes off. I look at the time on the clock. It's already this late? I have to hurry or I'll miss checkout. I fling myself up from the bed and start to get ready for the day. I rushed through, checking out of my room and leave the hotel quickly. My feet were moving on their own, making their way towards Enchanté. Though I inadvertently made Monsieur a promise, I actually began to feel a little excitement to go back there again. I didn't have a solid conversation with each guest yesterday. I need to do that today. Conversation about things that don't necessarily have to do with Enchanté. I was hoping for a fresh start today, especially after my terrible dream. I was walking along when all of a sudden I heard a clack. It was from a little up ahead. Something appeared. It bounced once, twice, and was rolling towards me from the street. Han? Curious about what it was, I bent down to pick it up from the ground. A pen? Didn't seem like a regular pen from a department store. Beneath the navy surface of it were a set of initials engraved in brilliant gold. This must have been custom made.
ごめんね、お嬢さん。それ僕のなのだ。拾ってくれてありがとう。
Oh, my apologies, young lady, but that belongs to me. Thank you for picking it up. I looked toward the person whose initials must be the ones found on this pen. Oh, this guy
こ
too.
っちこっち。鍵さしたままでさ。よかったら持ってきてくれるかい？
Over here. Sorry, the car is already running. Would you mind bringing it over here? Huh? Oh, sure. The man was wearing a casual suit as he looked in my direction. I walked towards him, brushing some of the dirt that had gone on the pen. I hand it over as he gives me a smile.
いや、ありがとう。メモを取った拍子に落としちゃって。車道の方に飛び出さなくてよかったよ。
Ah, he looks good too. Huh. Ah, thank you. I was writing a note and it slipped. I'm just glad it didn't roll into the sewer. No problem. Such a beautiful pen. I hope it didn't get scuffed. I was about to say goodbye when...
まあ、それとお嬢さん。ついでに君個人に一つ質問してもいいかな。
Miss, can I ask you a personal question? What is it? I'm not from around here and I don't know the streets very well.
あ、いや。聞きたいのは道じゃないんだ。言ったでしょ。君個人に。
Oh, but I'm not asking for directions. I said it already, didn't I? I want to ask you something personal. What?
けど、そうか。立ち話もなんだし、近くのカフェとかどうかな。
But, right. I feel bad you're just standing there. Can we go to a cafe? Maybe one nearby?
さっきペンを拾ってもらったお礼も兼ねて、僕におごらせてもらえると嬉しいんだけど。
I'd be happy to treat you to something. Consider it thanks for returning my pen. What do I do? Is this about to be one of those instances of coercion I'm always hearing about? I need to find a way to get out of this. I'm sorry. I appreciate the offer, but I have a few things that I need to take care of.
いや、それは残念。ところで、その用事って。
Oh? That's unfortunate. What things, if you don't mind me
あの
asking?
魔王や打天使がいる。喫茶アンシャンテに。
Oh shit, he knows about the cafe. Do they have to do with Café Enchanté, where the Demon King and Fallen Angel hang? Now he had my attention. How do you know that? Was this person like Monsieur and the others?
正直なリアクションありがとう。ごめんね。驚かせるつもりはなかったんだけど。
Sorry for the honest reaction. Sorry, haha, thank you for the honest reaction, sorry. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to startle you.
僕は別に怪しい人じゃないよ。淡木琴音ちゃん。
Not anyone to be suspicious of, okay? Aoki Kotone.
一応僕もね、君のおじいさんとは知り合いだったんだ。いわば、アンシャンテの常連の一人。
Just so you know, I was an acquaintance of your grandfather's, another regular at Enchanté. You knew my grandpa?
そう。ということで、今更だけど自己紹介を。
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Allow me to introduce myself. Ah, Kaoru. Rindo
僕は
Kaoru.
リンドを香る。言っておくけど、正真正銘のごく普通の人間だよ。
My name is Rindo Karu, and just so you know, I'm just an ordinary human, okay? This is suspicious background music. I don't know, huh? Mr. Rindo. A regular Enchanté. I let down my guard after he mentioned he was human, but only a little bit. How did he even know my name? Ignis and the others didn't know who I was before hearing me say my name. I'm sure he could tell how guarded I was when he looked into my eyes. Not seeming to care about that, Rindo continued speaking rather casually.
君のことは噂に聞いたよ。ソアンさんの件も含めてね。
I've heard rumors about you and about so on.
アンシャンテを継ぐつもりでこの町に来たの？
Did you come here to take over Enchanté? Well, no, I hadn't decided on that yet.
まだね。
Yet, huh?
けどその感じだともう若干ほだされちゃってるのかな？
Oh.
まあ、厄介だな。
No, just by looking at you, I can tell you've already been influenced. This is beginning to be annoying. Annoying?
ああ、アンシャンテのね。あそこにいる人外連中のことさ。
Hey! Don't call them annoying, bish! Oh, I'm talking about those non-humans at Enchanté.
袖のおじさんの忠告だし、怪しむのも仕方ないとは思うけど。
I know I'm a stranger and you probably find me suspicious, but let me warn you.
やめておいた方がいいよ、あそこは。
Don't take over that place, okay? And why is that?
至極簡単なお話。あそこにいる人外たちが危険極まらないからさ。
The reason is very simple. Those non-humans are the very essence of danger. Rindo spoke without any ill will, but also without a fragment of restraint.
彼らは約1年を除けば一見普通に見えないこともない。話だってちゃんと通じる。だけど
Poor Canis. One of them aside, they all appear to be normal at first glance. They can hold conversations just fine,
そ
but
れも結局は上辺だけ。根本的に人間とは全く違う存在でね。
in the end, it's all for show. They are entirely different from human beings.
まさに人の皮をかぶった化け物、規格外の怪物たち。
Yikes.
クリーチャー、地味、猛
Eh. They're freaks in human clothing beyond the reaches of what is considered normal. Monsters, creatures, evil spirits.
だからそんなものが群れをなす場所に君みたいな可憐なお嬢さんが向かうのは僕としてはちょっと心配。
Oh, you are so sus. And so full of it, really. I'd be worried to send a sweet girl like you to a place where such creatures gather. I began to feel a little angry at the things this man was saying. I know I don't know everything about them, but they were guests of my grandfather's, and I know they were people he truly valued. I wish this man wouldn't say anything so bold as to contest that fact. Excuse me? I began to protest but was interrupted.
もっと部下からの連絡だ。長話をしてごめん。僕も仕事に戻るよ。
Ugh. Damn it. Oh, I'm getting a call from my subordinate. Sorry to keep you for so long. I'll have to get back to work now.
それじゃあね、乙女ちゃん。君があそこに関わるんならまた会えるかもしれないね。
Goodbye then, Kotane. If you do decide to stay there, I suppose we might meet again soon. Bastard. Monopolizing the conversation once again, he then disappears. I didn't get to reply. He didn't seem to think highly of Enchanté, considering he was a regular there. Right. It would be best to talk this through with Monsieur and the others. I decided to cut my rumination there and hurry along the road to Enchanté. Before I enter, I pinch my cheek again just to make sure. With Rindo Karu, and that confrontation just now too, I decided to accept yesterday's reality, but still I was nervous about going inside. I walked to the door and grabbed the doorknob. Hello? Not knowing if I needed to, I let the cafe know I'm here by taking a step inside. Huh? I thought for a moment that I stepped into a completely different shop. I look around in panic, but the door did look like the same one I saw yesterday. Oh wow! They changed. What the? However, what I saw was not what you'd call a regular shop at all. What was laid out before me appeared to be an entire world. A gentle light poured through the heavens. Beautiful plants I had never seen before embraced the light, stretching their leaves to the sky. The scene before me could only be described as an illusion, not at all a part of reality. The only things I could consider normal here were a few dishes on a large table. As I stood confused, the person who walked up to me, unfazed by everything around me, was, "Oh, Monsieur."
やあ、いらっしゃい。いや、君の立場的にはおかえりが正しいのかな。
Hey, welcome. Or in your case, I guess I should be saying, welcome back?
まあどっちでもいいか。また会えて嬉しいよ、ことね。
Well, it doesn't matter. I'm glad to see you again. Otome. Oh, it's nice to see you again too, but more importantly, what is all this?
ああ、これ俺とイルが気合を入れて用意した特別なお茶会の場。綺麗でしょ。
Oh, this? Il and I went all out to prepare this. A special place for the tea party. Nice.
君の歓迎会でも開こうかなってね。決断次第では
あー
送別会になるけど、まあそれはそれで OK かな。
I guess that's why they worked hard on it too. We wanted to have a welcome party for you. Might be a goodbye party depending on what you decide, but that would be okay too. Oh, I see. Well, thank you for preparing all of... Wait, no, you haven't explained a thing. What is this place?
一種の幻とでも思ってもらえれば、別世界に飛ばされたわけではないのでご安心を。
Frickin' ill. You can think of it as an illusion. There's no need to worry. You haven't been sent to another world or anything like that.
私たちは今も間違いなくアンシャンテの店内にいますよ。
We are definitely still inside Enchanté. Il appeared explaining casually as I stared up at the endless sky. Huh, so that's something you can do too. I tried touching a few leaves of grass and they felt real. I felt myself smile for some reason. A curiosity began to win over my surprise at this surrealistic scene.
どうしました？何か気になることでも？
Something the matter? Something bothering you? Huh? Oh no! I'm fine, it's nothing. By the way, where are the other two? They changed the subject to talk about the others.
ああ、あの二人ならあっちテーブルの方にいるよ。
Ah, those two have been over there. They've been at the table for a little while. I head over to the table led by Monsieur, and there I find...
来てくれたか。また再会できて何よりだ。
Ah, you've come. I am most pleased to see you again, Kotane. The friendly Canis and seemingly irritated Ignis come to greet me. Ignis is looking in every direction but mine, so I'm not sure how much of a greeting it is. He looked upset, but I didn't think I could be the issue, especially considering I was so new to the cafe. Ignis, did something happen?
ああ、まあちょっとね。君が来るまでに面
Oh.
倒なお客さんが来てさ。
Oh dear. Oh well. Yes, I guess. We just had an annoying customer come by a little before you
あん
arrived.
まりにもうぜえから軽くぶん殴ってみるし。
They were so annoying I just beat them up and ran them out of the shop. Wait, you beat them up? A customer? For a business in the service industry to do something like this could be fatal.
なんと説明すべきだ。
How should we explain this?
大丈夫ですことね。お客はお客でも彼らは殴っても大丈夫なお客ですから。
It's quite alright, Kotane. Although they were guests of the shop, it was perfectly permissible to beat them up. Does such a guest even exist?
まあまあ、その辺は一旦置いといてさ。まずはお席にどうぞ。お姫様。
Well, let's just forget about that for now. Please have a seat, my princess. Huh? Thank you. Hesitantly, I sit on the chair Monsieur brought. A cup of aromatic tea is set before me.
じゃあ改めて今日は来てくれてありがとうことね。
So here we are again. Thank you for coming today, Otome. He grins, and I feel myself getting tense. I'd like to thank you all as well for inviting me.
つうか来るとは思わなかったぞ。あんだけ俺らのこと疑ってたくせに。
Hell, I didn't even think you'd show up considering how suspicious of us you were. I apologize about that. I cleared some things up with Monsieur after meeting everyone. For now, at least, I've come to believe everything about all of you. I noticed Ignis looking away in a pout. I hadn't gone to speak with anyone individually aside from Monsieur. It's understandable that others might not like that too much. I lowered my head towards him. Also, I apologize for yesterday. I left before finishing our conversation.
気にしないで。むしろ話の途中でその場を去った。
There's no need to worry. In fact, we were the ones who had decided to leave
そ
prematurely.
れに実際こうしてあなたはまた来てくれた。それだけで十分かと思いますよ。
Besides, you did come to visit. That alone is more than enough for us. Monsieur laughs nervously at Ignis's demeanor before he begins to speak.
とりあえずさ、アンシャンテのことは抜きにしても君とまた話せるのが嬉しいよ。
Anyway, aside from talk about Enchanté, I'm always happy to chat with you, Kotane.
大したお構いもできないけど、今日が少しでも君にとっていい日になればいいな。
This guy, oh my god. I'm sorry we can't provide much hospitality, but I hope this could be nice for you. Though nothing in particular was leading it, the tea party began calmly. Though for a tea party, aside from snacks, there were mostly heavy dishes on the table. Wow, did you all make all of this?
いや、全然。全部近くのコンビニのやつ。
Oh, jeez. No, not really. It's all from a convenience store nearby. Huh?
自分たちで料理を作るなんて久しぶりすぎて失敗が怖くて、ね。
Ah,
万が一だけど、
ah.
味とかシャレにならないし。
Ah, so that's what it was. It's just been so long since any of us had cooked. We were afraid we'd set the place on fire. That would be the last thing we need now.
そんなわけでして、イグニスとカネスが買い出しに行ってくれました。コンビニに。
Cygnus and Canis were shopping for us at the convenience store. The convenience store? By convenience store, you mean a normal, actual convenience store, right?
他に何があるっつうんだ。
What else could we mean? Well, Ignis would have been fine, but you went too, Canis?
結構な量になりそうだった。
Indeed, there was much to carry. Did it go okay?
重量に関しては全くない。あの程度の買い出しならば。
The weight was not at all an issue. I could have carried it all with one hand. No, that's not what I'm worried about.
お前の予想通り注目集めまくりだよ。
He gets noticed if that's what you mean. Of course. I had a bad feeling and I started looking at social media, knowing how it's so ingrained into occurrences like these in today's world. Helmet, store, suspicious person were things I typed into search bars. Ah, well, there hasn't been anything posted about anything. Thank goodness.
大丈夫大丈夫。そのあたりのフォローも当然してあるよ。
Don't worry, we always take appropriate
時
measures.
代ごとに適応していかないと。異端者ってのはいろいろめんどくさいからさ。魔王様のチートパワーでもうバッチリ。
Ah, he used his power. Again, outsiders like us could be in trouble if we don't keep in touch with the times. My powers as a demon knight come in handy. Powers as a demon... Sorry, demon king. Powers as a demon king, huh?
そう。まあ細かく言うと、プラスで打天使の力もセットしてあって、もう最強かける最強な感じですとも。
Right. Also add a bit of fallen angel power to that. You get the most powerful combination you could have working together. Monsieur nods with confidence. I guess their powers really are that great if they're even able to manipulate social media. Now that I think about it, I'd really only spoken with Monsieur. I had no idea what sort of people the others were and what kinds of things they were capable of. I'm curious what the relationship with Grandpa was like. Is it time to chat? Okay, let me save all this. Save that. Just in case I end up diverging from, you know, to go to a specific route and all that. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take like a 5 to 10 minute break. Hydration break, bathroom break, and all of that. So yeah, I'll be back. Alright, y'all, I am back. So let's see. Obviously, I'm gonna talk with Il first. So let's see. Il?
なんでしょう。
What is it? You mentioned you were a fallen angel, but how did you end up coming here to Enchanté and meeting Grandpa?
そうですね。なんと説明すればいいのか。
Let me think. How should I explain?
私の場合、彼に助けられたと説明するのが一番適切でしょうか。
In my case, I was saved by him. That may be the easiest explanation. Saved by him? I tried to ask for more details.
ああ、アイル。そこの焼き鳥とか貸してごらん。肉類は好きじゃないでしょ。
Hey, you. Pass me the chicken. You don't really like meat, right?
ほら、俺のケーキと交換してあげるからさ。
Here, I'll trade you some of my cake.
おや、その通りでした。肉よりは甘いものが好みです。ありがとうございます、ミシェル。
Oh, you're quite right. I do prefer sweets to meat. Thank you very much, Monsieur.
それにイル、なぜにコーヒー取り間違えた。無理せずこちらのジュースにしてくれ。
Hold on. Ew, is that coffee? Did you take the wrong cup? Don't overdo it. Here, have this juice.
コーヒーも飲めなくはありませんが、確かにジュースの方が私の感覚には合いますね。
Well, it's not as if I can't drink coffee. I suppose I do prefer juice, though. On top of that, his plates and utensils were cleared and food was served to him. Monsieur and Canis worked quickly, watching Il. Il simply smiled, accepting their efforts. What is this feeling? This aura his entire body radiates. It makes you feel like he can't just be left alone. He's almost like a baby bird. You can't help but want to care for him. Oh dear. I know how this is gonna go then. Oh dear.
イル、お前初対面の女相手にこんな姿見せて恥ずかしくねえの？
Il, are you seriously not at all embarrassed to be like this in front of a girl that you only just met?
初対面ではありませんよ。会うのはこれで2度目です。
This is not the first time we have met. This is actually the
そ
second.
んなことは分かってるっつうの。初対面同然って意味だバカ野郎。飯ぐらい自分でどうにかしろってんだよ。
I know that already. That's the same thing, you moron. Try to eat by yourself at least. Ugh. Il, would you like some of my strawberry cake?
お前も餌付けするなっつうの。
Don't you start doting on him too! Hey Lee, check out the DMs after stream. I will, and hey, welcome back, Liar. Huh? Oh no, my body just moved on its own? I felt like I learned who he was? Kind of? Maybe someone else will give me more details about themselves? Canis,
なんだろうか。
what is it? I'm not sure if it was his body or helmet that made his presence so suffocating. Thanks, but I just wanted to say that since I think you'd like this... Canis, you mentioned that you were a knight, but what exactly does that entail? That's a bit too straightforward, isn't it? But I can't blame her for questioning that. Ah, well. Canis was halfway through a cookie he was eating and brings it to his helmet. Then it just disappears! What? Wait, what? What just happened? Was that some kind of magic? Maybe it was more of Monsieur's strange powers? He was completely fixated on what had just happened on his hand.
というのが我の正体だ。理解してもらえただろうか。
And so that just about explains it all. I do hope that makes enough sense. Huh? Oh, why is no one giving me direct answers? What the hell, you guys? Canis' explanation about himself went in one ear and out the other. He sounded so accomplished at the end there. I can't bring myself to ask him again. Yes, I just told him that it made sense to me. But even still, how does he actually eat while he still has his helmet on? Alright, what about Ignis though? Ignis? What's it to you? You have quite the appetite, don't you? He had huge portions of food in front of him and was clearly eating more than the others. It reminded me of people in high school, like on a soccer or baseball team, who would pile on food like this in the cafeteria.
悪いから食っちゃう。
So what, I can't eat? No, that's not what I'm saying at all. I get that he eats a lot. If this was how he erects a small talk, we probably can't have a real conversation. I'm not sure I can talk to any of them.
最初はそんなもんだと思うけどね。人間同士でも初対面って難しいでしょ。
That's how things usually go. Are humans any better at conversation? Is that really all that was? Maybe there are just different values at play here than among humans.
どうかな。確かに価値観は各々ズレがあるかもだけど、
Well, I'm not so sure about that. Values differ from person to person, sure.
実は俺たち人外って人間界全体で見るとそんなに縁遠い存在じゃないんだよね。
But non-humans aren't much different when compared to humans as a whole. Huh?
とある人物の言葉を借りるのなら
If I'm to borrow the words of another,
古くは死におとぎ話に描かれた地に地方伝説に至るまで
the legends of old, the demons and spirits of worlds depicted in fairy tales become the legends of the land.
全てとは言いませんが怪異や神秘に関係する事象には私たち人外が関わっているようなので
I cannot say this is always the case, but earthly phenomena dealing with ghosts or deities likely has something to do with non-humans.
天使悪魔まイルとミシェルが代表的だろう
Angels, demons, Il and Messire are perfect examples of those. Oh, so does that mean... So the presence of you all spills from your worlds out into this one?
あくまで可能性の話だ何しろ物証がないから
It is merely a possibility. There's no evidence to this after all.
ってわけでね人間と俺たち人外は昔から実は結構近い場所にいるんだよ
In other words, they've blended in with humans. Which makes sense. Especially in my case. So, I understand what he means. And that's that. Humans and non-humans have coexisted in fairly close proximity since the old times. I see. Thinking of it, all the images of ghosts and creatures I've seen over the years. Putting aside if they're real or not, people recognize them at least a little, considering how often they show up on TV. Messire might actually be right. Non-humans might be closer to us than we think. But I suppose it's a different thing entirely to actually run into these sorts of things in person.
聞きてえことはそんだけだ
Is that all you wanted to talk about? Oh, no. There's one more thing. I want to hear all your relationships with Grandpa one more time.
前にも説明したじゃねえか俺らはここの常連客で
Huh? We told you before. We're regulars here and...
いやイグニスおそらく彼女が尋ねたいのはそういった意味で
No, Ignis. That's not what she's asking.
おそらくはソーアン殿と我々の関係性絵にしの深さがわからない
I suspect the relationships between us and so on. She desires to know how deep they went. Yes. Right. I really wanted to take my time and speak with everyone individually. To ask again in greater detail what they thought about Grandpa. Messire and the others look at each other and nod. And they all began speaking in turn.
俺たちはそれぞれ立場も生まれも全く違うし細かく説明するのは難しいんだけどね
We all differ in our standing here, and it's difficult to explain things in detail.
でも前にも語った通りソーアンのこの場所が俺たちにとって唯一無二の存在
However, as we've said before, we all feel that Soa and this place are one of a kind.
彼は我々の良き理解者だかけがえのない友人
Indeed, he understood us well. We all found his friendship was invaluable.
ソーアンがいなければ私たちは今ここにいることもなかったでしょう
Yes, without Soan, I'm positive that none of us would even be here.
あのジジイのことだからなあと100年は生きるかと思ってたぜ
It's the old man we're talking about here. I thought he'd have been here another century. The four of them glanced to the same empty seat, just hoping to catch a glimpse of the shadow of their old friend. I began to understand why they were so fond of my grandfather and his cafe. One of a kind, invaluable. Of course they'd want to protect this place, the place that these people needed, the ones who thought so fondly of you. Thank you. That's all I needed to hear. That's what they thought of him. I felt so proud knowing that this person they admired was my own grandfather. I heard the dull thud of the anxiety I held in my heart towards these men, falling out of my body and onto the ground. Though the air filled with a solemn pause, the party continued. Huh? The hell? We ran out of drinks. Agnes tosses the empty bottle once filled with a carbonated beverage, glancing about the room with an upset look upon his face. I looked around as well, but it seems we were all out of the other drinks too. Huh? The coffee's all gone too? I guess we really didn't have enough, huh? Oh, well let me go get some more.
いや、この場ではあなたは客人。ゆっくりして。
Aw, goodness. No, you are our guest. Please relax, I shall go and... No, that's exactly why I should go. You've all been treating me so very nicely. It wouldn't feel right if I didn't return the favor somehow.
何か私たちの待遇に不満がありましたか?
Oh, uh-oh. No, not like that! Did you find something about our reception not to your liking?
そうじゃねってな。とにかく本人が行くっつってんだ。行かせてやれよ。その方がそいつも気兼ねしねえだろ。
So Agnes understands us then. No, that's not it. In any case, if she says she'll go, I say we let her. I think it'd make her happy to do it anyway.
それもそっか。それじゃあことね。お願いしてもいいかな。
I suppose you're right. Okay, Kotane. If it's alright, can you get more drinks? Yes, it would be my pleasure. I ask everyone what they would like to drink and I head outside. With just one step, the scenery around me suddenly reverted to what was everyday reality. I know I've experienced it before, but that was really so amazing. I look back. My gaze fixes itself on the ordinary-looking Café Enchanté. Grandpa's Café. To think this was a place non-humans visited, this cafe holds such an amazing secret. More than that, it's always been such a special beloved place for those guests in particular. I'm sure I'll... Oh! First I have to go do some shopping. I was certain I'd have enough time to ponder these feelings inside after I did that. I focused myself on the present moment and tried to remember the directions to the nearby convenience store when... I noticed several cars, all painted black, parked in front of Enchanté. I don't think parking is allowed there. I had a bad feeling about this, but before I could get past the cars, a person got out of the car closest to me. It was a man whose fitted suit gave off the sense that he had no time to mess around. That suit. Have I seen it somewhere before today? You dummy, it must be that... Ah? Excuse me, you're Awaki Kotane, correct? Yes, and who are you? Allow me to introduce myself. He hands me a business card. Nervously, I take it and read what it says. Government paranormalism measures? I've never heard of this company?
Government Paranormalism Measures 超常事象対策機関通称 GPM 名前の通り科学で説明できない存在への対処を任された
Government Paranormalism Measures, otherwise known as the GPM. We are a government agency that deals with phenomena outside the realms of science. In other words, they're involved with paranormal and supernatural stuff, I assume. Yep, a government agency that single-handedly deals with non-humans. The acronym stands for Government Paranormalism Measures.
その主な対象は魔法、超能力といった神秘の力。そして
Man, another suspicious guy I had to meet today after the other one. Our main areas of interest are strange powers and supernatural abilities, and also
人間界に悪影響を及ぼす
non-humans who can harm the human world. Supernatural phenomena, non-humans. After the surprise, it took me to realize why they were talking to me about it. This was about Monsieur and the others. These people also knew me by name. A government agency getting involved was a lot for me to take in.
ではまずこちらを。
Now then, please take this. Unconcerned with the flushed look on my face, the GPM agent took out an envelope and shoved it towards me. What is this?
公共事業用資産の買取に関する申し出証明書。そして資料の一式となります。
What? It's from the Office of Public Affairs. A purchase offer with all the documentation. What?
現在この土地と家屋の相続権は
Oh
あな
shit.
たの両親にあります。
Your parents recently made owners of this building and the land it stands
なので
on.
まず連絡を取って事情説明を。無論人外のことは伏せてください。
You'll contact them and explain what's going on without mentioning the non-humans.
なお今年度は譲渡所得から特別控除を受けることが可能です。詳しくは
Considering this year's capital gains, a special subsidy can be offered to them. For more details. Wait a
何
moment.
か疑問点。
What's the problem? It's that I don't know what's going on. Why are we talking about a purchase offer? What makes you think you can just talk?
勘違いしているようですが、あなたに拒否権はないんですよ。
We have a misunderstanding, but let me assure you, you have no say in this matter. A cold glance pierced through me. The lack of care in his words intimidated me, and I felt a shiver run down my spine.
課長の人が悪い。接触しておきながらろくな説明をしていないのか。
Section Chief. Oh, you mean Rindo Karu. That's Section Chief. He came in contact with you, but didn't explain a damn
で
thing.
は私から説明しましょう。言っておきますが、ごまかしなどが通じるとは思わないでください。
So, allow me. I'll be the one to tell you that any lie you attempt to fabricate here will be
あ
pointless.
なたは喫茶アンシャンテにいる人外が接触した。その情報はすでに得ています。
We are already aware that you were in contact with non-humans in this
も
location.
ちろん、この店を継ぐか否か、その判断をしている最中だというこ
Of course, we know that you're in the middle of deciding whether or not to take the cafe.
と。我々がこの店に抱く危惧は、滞在する人外だけではなく、
Shit,
店内に存在す
they
る
know about the
ゲー
gate
トにも
too. Damn. Our concerns with this cafe lie not only with the non-humans who live here, but with the gate inside the cafe as well.
異世界へつながる扉というのは、あなたが考えているよりもはるかに危険なものです。
A gate that connects other worlds to our own is far more perilous than you can imagine. I'm already aware of that. I know there are dangerous beings out there that could possibly come through the
い
gate.
いえ、そんなに単純な話ではありませんよ。
No, it really isn't that simple. Completely disregarding my words, the official began to
こ
challenge
の世
me.
界とは異なる法則が支配し、異なる生物が生息する世界と接触。そうたやすいものではない。
This world coming in contact with others, worlds with different laws of nature and types of life forms, it's a complex situation.
例えるなら大航海時代に新たな大陸を発見した時と同
It's
様。
a
それ以上の大問題なんです。
It's a problem. Consider the consequences when explorers discover new continents. Continue to rattle on monotonously, as if reading something from a manual. Indeed, the existence of alternate worlds and their non-human inhabitants wasn't inherently bad. However, a mountain of worries could form if we were to come into contact with them. For example, if bacteria native to these worlds came to our own, it could potentially cause diseases uncurable by modern science. We could be on the cusp of an awful pandemic.
どうです？少しの可能性を考えただけでもあまりにも危険でしょう。
So, it feels pretty dangerous thinking about the very possibility of that, doesn't it?
我々が何より気にしているのは異世界に眠るさまざまな資源についてです。
Though, what we were most interested in are the natural resources that might be in these worlds. Unknown materials, unknown resources. Imagine if there was a world that had gold or silver lying around as common as rocks. Oh, I wouldn't like the sound of that. Greed is gonna take over, of course. Trade with that world could throw the global economy here into chaos. there is war to consider too. Rising tension between countries hoarding resources and those that desire them. After the GPM agent finishes talking about these terrifying cases, he glares at me.
異世界へつながる扉間違いなく個人の手には余るそう
A door that leads to other worlds is too much to handle for one individual. So, you want me to just tell my parents to hand everything over to you and just walk away?
ええ話が早くて助かりますこれはあなたを守るためでもありますから
Liar. Knowing you guys, and given that this is the government we're talking about, you guys just want stuff for yourselves. So I don't fucking trust you. You're sus. Yes, I'm glad you understand. This is for your own safety as well. Greetings. Hello, Cookie. How are you? Can I ask you one question? Go ahead. If everything is handed over to the GPM, what will happen to the cafe?
上層部と話し合うことになりますが
Doing alright.
我々の
Glad to
厳重
hear.
な管理下に置かれます
The higher ups would discuss the details, but everything would be under supervision.
ゲートの破壊と移動は不可能ですからこの店を取り壊してゲートの周囲に新たに研究施設を建てることになるかと
The gate's impossible to destroy or move, so the cafe would be demolished, and a facility would be built around it. I see.
ご理解いただけたようで何よりですそれではこちらの書類を
I'm very glad this all makes sense to you. Now if you'll review the documents and... I wave away the papers he tries to give to me, and a stunned look slowly appeared on his face as I quietly told him the following. Given that information, I refuse. I'd like you to leave the premises. Now. What?
どういうことですゲートがどれだけ危険なものか今の話で理解できなかった
What's the meaning of this? Don't you understand how dangerous that gate is given everything I've just told you? His face twists into anger, and the GPM agent begins to raise his hand towards me. In the very next moment,
待て
halt. Lurk. Out of nowhere, another arm appeared just in time to grab the agent's hand. Canis!
まさかイグニスの洗礼を受けてなお懲りずに接触しに来ると
Oh, so this was the customer they'd beaten up earlier. So that's why they had to shoo him away. He was poking his nose where he doesn't belong. I did not expect you to return the talk, especially after what Ignis did to you.
何者だ
Who are you?
何者かと言われるとあなたたちが言うところの危険な人外でしょうか
Well, if you must ask, we are the ones you enjoy referring to as the dangerous non-humans.
こいつさっき来たやつとは別のやつか
Huh? They're different from the other ones.
俺たちを知らねえってこと GPA
Pretty much, yeah, I see. Duh. Wait, even though you're with the GPM, you don't know who we are? Are you a newbie or something?
まあ何でもいいんじゃないどっちにしろ俺たちにとってはお邪魔虫さんだよね
Well, that doesn't really matter. They're just all nuisances to us either way. Following Canis, the other three step forward to protect me. Potential husbandos. They have their own routes, so I don't know which one to pick first. The agent brushed off Canis' hand, timid at the arrival of the group.
随分と様々なお題目を並べていたよう
You have made a number of statements just now.
だアンシャンテにあるゲートを自分たちの管理下に置きたいだけではないのか
But in essence, all you desire is to have control of the gate within Enchanté.
なんだと
Potential husbandos, not actual ones. What?
まあまあ下っ端くん君の言ってることほぼ正しいよゲートの危険性は俺たちも承知してるし
Helmet boy, lol. Hi, PT Protag. Don't worry, little underling. Most of what you're saying is true. We understand the dangers of the gate too.
でも君さ自分たちの都合いいようにちょっとお話持ってるよね
That said, aren't you making this chat a bit too convenient for your case? I look at the agent. A fearful expression was now scrawled upon his face. Everyone here has already informed me. Non-humans have lived in the shadows of society for a very long time now. Potential is kind of already inside the definitions of husband and waifu. Not exactly. So that means gates like this have been around for quite a while too, right? Well, Il answered my question for the stuttering agent.
ゲートが危険なのは事実ですが、それが昔からここ以外にも世界各地に点在するのも事実。
Well, there's no one exact definition. Exactly. So there you go. It is true that this gate is dangerous. However, since the old times, it's true that others like it exist in the world.
それをここのゲート一つだけで世界の終わりが始まる。
To imply the destruction of the world will begin with this particular gate?
これもいい加減に誤解させるのは
That's a bit misleading, I would think.
その程度で影響を及ぼすのならとっくに人間界は滅んでいるはずだな。
Furthermore, if it were indeed that effect, the human world would already have been destroyed. Would you not think so? After being berated by questions, the agent straightens his posture and speaks once more.
誤解を招く言い回しでしたが、我々のスタンスは変わりません。
Perhaps it was a bit misleading. However, our view of the matter is the same.
ゲートと人外は個人の手ではなく国家機関、つまりは我々の手で管理されるべきものだと。
Gates and non-humans are the responsibility of the government, not an individual.
我々は平和的な解決を
Leikochi. Hello, Dansuke.
店を引き渡
Thank
して
you for tuning in. How are you? We'd like a peaceful resolution to this. What's so wrong with handing the cafe to us?
平和的ってのはこんな小娘相手に高圧的な態度で交渉することを言ってんのか。
And your peaceful resolution has to involve bullying a helpless girl, right?
それともてめえらの中じゃ武装した人員で周辺を封鎖した上で交渉するのが平和的っつうのか。
Or better yet, blocking off the area with armed guards attempting to coerce her. Is that what peaceful looks like to you? What?
気づかれていたか。
They really noticed.
というかまあイグニスが殴っちゃったし、だいたいこうなるのは予想できるんじゃない？
Well, you know, Ignis did fight some of them. You had to know this would happen, right? Oh, the guests he fought with before were just people from the GPM then? The agent lets out a childish grunt as Ignis stares him down.
ならば
If that's the case... Several men in GPM uniforms came rushing in from the surrounding roads all at once.
随分と大勢。
There are quite a few of them.
最初からこっちで来いよ。そしたら話が早いって。
Ha! They should have come by from the get-go. This could have been taken care of already.
やる気満々なのに統率感もないな。今回は彼の意思ではないっぽいね。
They're eager, but they're not coordinated. He's likely not in charge. This time. He?
アンシャンテにはもう一人常連客がいるのです。
I knew it! That stupid Karu person that I encountered earlier. Another regular at Enchanté, a human, who also works for the GPM. Huh? Could that be... I had completely forgotten to ask about him, but I thought it might be...
そこらの人外風情が多少集まったところで何もできまい。
Just because you got your non-human buddies together doesn't change a thing.
我々の管理下にないゲートなど見過ごすことはできん。よって
We can't just turn a blind eye to a gate that isn't under our control. Therefore, How are you? I am both happy and sad today. Today's the birthday of a friend I like, but I can't really contact them that much because of what happened to them a while back. They're not dead. I'm sorry to hear that all the same though, Nansuke. I hope your friend is okay.
この喫茶店我々が接収する。
We will be taking this cafe by force. With a signal, the other agents readied their raw, intimidating metal objects. Weapons normally banned within Japan. Guns? I don't know much about guns, but I could guess that these weren't just for show. They were real weapons meant to kill people. The power of life and death in their hands. I felt sweat pour over my entire body as they pointed their weapons at me.
ことね大丈夫ですよ
Otome, it'll be alright. How do you mean? Don't you see the guns? They have guns.
平気平気彼らは対人外部隊だからさ普通の銃とか銃弾じゃないんだよ
An Otome game and a very interesting one at that. It'll be fine. These are agents trained to deal with non-humans. Those guns aren't ordinary guns. Oh, are they like tranquilizers?
いや通常のものより大口径だったり貫通力に優れてたりするだけ人外って大抵人より硬いからね
No, their barrels are larger and designed to pierce through things since non-humans are usually tougher than humans. If that's true, how can you just tell me that it's going to be fine?
案ずるなこと当たりたくなければ避ければあるいは受け止めても問題ない
Do not worry, Kotone. If you do not want to be hit, avoid them. But if you get hit, it is of no consequence. That doesn't make it better! I'm sorry, I have no idea what you mean. No normal person can just do that. I mean, why are they so carefree by the fact we're completely surrounded by loaded guns? Oh dear.
余裕ぶるのも今のうちだ人外のお前たちは確かに耐久力に優れているかもしれん
Act as tough as you want. Sure, you non-humans are as tough as they come.
だが普通の人間に流れ弾が飛来すればどうなるかそれくらいは理解できるだろう
But what would happen if a stray bullet hit someone who wasn't a non-human? You can imagine, can't you?
あらら仮にも国家公務員でしょ君たちか弱い一般市民に手を出していいわけ
There you go. Oh dear. Aren't you all government workers? Would you really harm one of your citizens?
国家を甘く見るないざとなればお前たち程度どうとでもできるに決まっている
Ugh. You put way too much faith in government. We can do anything that we want with you.
さあこれは警告だ分かったらおとなしく抵抗をやめ
This is your final warning. I order you to stop resisting and...
抵抗って
Oh shit.
こんな感じか
Heh. Resisting, huh? You mean like this? Gah! It's hot! All of a sudden, the firearms held by the GPM agents were glowing red. You could hear their hands begin to sizzle, and their guns drop to the floor. Ignis watches, shrugging as a wry smile spreads across his face. Oh shit! It transformed into a demon form! Oh dear. Oh, guess we're lucky no rounds went off. Tricky to heat stuff up precisely, you know?
その姿まさか重界ベスティアの
That form, he's from Bestia, the beast world.
おいベスティアについて知ってんならあの世界に来ても聞いてるよ
Yep, if you know about Bestia, then I'm sure you would know how things work there. Eh?
強えやつは生き弱えやつは死ぬ
Wait, he heated up the guns? Yes! Yes, he did! The strong live and the weak die, so basically...
こうして向かってきた以上殺されても文句は言えねえよな
If you're stepping up to me like this, then you must be ready to die. As Ignis howls, wild flames begin to envelop his entire body. He looks the same as when I first met him. He cheerfully jumps into the crowd of guns pointed directly at him.
ほらほらせいぜい頑張って抵抗しろよてめえら俺に当てたら拳一風プレゼントしてやるよ
That was so flipping risky. It is. Especially when those guns were made to harm them non-humans. Come on. I hope you're ready to struggle, punks. I'll give you a punch. I'll gift you a punch if you can shoot me. Jumping into the swarm of agents, he grabbed, punched, kicked, and trampled over every enemy. Wow, people are just flying all over the place.
ところで、拳一風とは何でしょうね。
What did he mean when he said he would give them a punch?
我も知らぬがまあイグニスの言うことが深い意味はない。
I am not certain myself. Considering it came from Ignis, I am doubtful that it had any significant meaning.
くそ、なんだこいつ。今まで捕獲した人外とはまるで。
Damn it! What is this guy? We've never faced a non-human like this.
この化け物どもめ。
This guy's a monster. Lurk. Leaving Ignis to rampage, the other agents aimed their guns at us, pulling the trigger. Ah, Canis. Oh. Oh dear. All their bullets fell to the ground due to the giant sword Canis pulled out of thin air.
修練不足。
You all require more training.
GPM の皆さん、やめておいた方が賢明ですよ。カヌスは手加減が下手ですから。
Yeah, Canis is so freaking scary, looking like an actual knight, so it's best to not. Agents of the GPM, it would be wise to stop right there. I cannot guarantee that Canis would hold back against you.
なはは言えてるかも。
That's a fair assessment, yeah. Besides Il, who stood there peacefully, like magic with a single finger, considering it came from Ignis. Ah yes, that line. Messire stops a bullet coming from another direction, then allows it to fall to the ground. All I could do was just stand there, dumbfounded as the whirlwind of supernatural phenomena swirled around the space right in front of me.
さあ、どうするお前たち。我に尻を叩かれたいというなら。
Oh shit.
急を据えてやらんこと。
What now? If it is a good thrashing you desire, I can help you achieve such a thing.
もっとそれほどの豪の者がこの場にいればの話だ。
That is, if you feel these men are worthy enough warriors to engage in battle today.
妖精がレディオの黒騎士。我が名はカヌス・エスパーダ。押して。
I am the Black Knight of Medio, the fairy world. My name is Canis Espada. Have at you.
ほら。
Ah! Oh wait, the streams had 180p? Wow. Wi-Fi must be next to me today despite the rain. That's good to hear actually. As Canis stood there intimidating the line of agents standing before him. An agent, Ignis, flung into the air, came flying towards Canis, crashing down upon him. Good. With all the weight, Canis's helmet, no, his entire head, came off. Oh shit. So that's why he keeps his helmet on. What? Let me see. The commotion around us vanished. In that moment, everyone there, friend or foe, stood in silence as they stared at his head, rolling across the ground.
イグニス、もう少し周囲の状況を確認してたな。
Oh shit. So this is what he looks like without the helmet on. Whoa. Ignis, please do be more aware of your surroundings. Oh dear. A shock in the form of a shout rose up from us as Canis lifts himself up and straightens his collar, which was devoid of anything. Canis Espada, huh? Interesting. Espada means sword here. Ah.
後方不注意だぜ、カヌス。
Ha! You should be watching where you're going, Canis. Let's see, a young man shrouded in mystery, whose face is covered by a helmet. His true identity is a headless knight, sometimes called a Dullahan. Oh shit! So that's what it is. Suppose you have a point.
ともかく GPM の手勢たちよ、我が剣を恐れぬならかかってくるがよい。
Anyway, forces of the GPM, if you do not fear my sword, yet come at me. Woo! This otherworldly battle continues. I was bewildered by everything going on about me as Messire placed his hand on my shoulder.
あれ、そっか。琴音ってカヌスのあれ見るの初めてだっけ？
I see. Otome, was that your first time seeing Canis like that?
まあ、そのうち慣れる。
You'll get used to it. Jeez. Well, considering you're a demon lord, I'm not surprised you'd say this. Will I, though? I suddenly noticed that out of the many GPM agents that had arrived here, half of them were lying on the ground. It didn't seem like any of them had sustained serious injuries. Still, it was a disaster zone.
さーて、下っ端くん、そろそろ諦めたらどう？
Now then, why don't you just give up already?
俺たちに。っていうか、アンシャンテに手を出したら危ないってこと、これで十分分かったでしょ。
Don't you realize by now that any attempt on us or Enchanté is a dangerous idea?
ちなみに、ここでぼーっとしてる打天使様も彼らといい勝負だから。
That's scary.
でも無駄だよ。
Makes me want to know how strong ill really is. By the way, the fallen angel loafing here doing nothing could take you all on easily. I wouldn't recommend going for him either.
乱暴なのは好みませんが、あなた方が帰ってくれないのなら実力行使もやむを得ませんね。
I do not like violence, but if you do not leave, I will have no other choice but to use force. Il tilts his head, signaling his reluctance. I couldn't quite imagine him being just as strong as Ignis or any of the others, though. I know, we are just as scary.
打天使だとバカな。そんな人外までいると分かった以上、ますます放っておけるものか。
You see this? That's why. A fallen angel? No way! We can't leave a non-human like that here, now that we know what he is.
貴様らは通常の人外よりもはるかに危険だ。であればこんな小娘に貴様らの管理など絶対に任せてはおけるものか。
He's more dangerous than any other non-human. There's no way we'd leave all of you under the control of this helpless girl. I think you misunderstand. I deny his statement and reflex. Many of the agents were already wounded. My voice could be easily heard now that the scene around me was nearing its end. I took one deep breath, and I wanted to be sure they could hear my words. I will not be able to control them. In fact, I have no desire to do so.
あらば。
In that case, please. More importantly, control is the last thing I would ever want here in the first place. The eyes and attention of everyone there in this brief moment, it was all directed towards me. Messire and the others, with the GPM agents, paid close attention to me as I spoke. I began to vocalize the conclusion I had already come to in my mind. It to come from my own mouth, otherwise it would have no meaning at all. I spoke with Messire and the others, and I've come to understand them a little better. Although they're considered non-humans, there's more we have in common than not.
でも前にも語った通り、ソーアンのこの場所が俺たちにとって唯一無二。
However, as we've said, we've all believed that Soan and this place are one of a kind.
彼は我々の良き理解者、かけがえのない友人だった。
Indeed, he understood us well. We all found his friendship was invaluable.
そう案がいなければ私たち 今ここにいることもなかったでしょ
Yes, without Soan, I'm positive that none of us would even be here.
あのじじいのことだからな。あと100年は生きるかと思ってるぜ。
We're talking about the old man. I thought he'd had been here another century. Man, I know nothing about the events leading up to this point. I was so late. You're good. They know what it is like to feel things deeply, and they feel the need to protect this place where their friendships have been forged. They really are capable of that. To let this disappear without allowing them an opportunity at all, that's not something I'm interested in. Otome. Also, if there are dangers that must be reviewed, it does not have to be right here and now.
どうするつもり？まさかその凶悪な人外たちを相手に本気で喫茶店をやろうとでも言うのか？
What could you do to figure that out? You're not really going to run a cafe for these conniving non-humans, are you? Yes, I am. I will be taking over the cafe. What? Now that I've made my decision, I will be treating these people as my guests, just like the last owner, my grandfather. Monsieur, hearing my declaration beside me.
やっぱり君は変わらないな。
Yeah, we really are cut from the same cloth. His smile was right from his heart. On the other hand, the GPM agent was starting to tremble in fear.
バカなことを。こんな強大な力を持つ化け物が喫茶店の客だと。
This is absurd. You call these monsters with freakish powers guests of this cafe?
確かにバカかもしれない。でも俺たちは喫茶アンシャンテのそういうバカなところに惹かれたんだ。
I suppose it sounds absurd, but it's just as absurd that we fell in love with a crazy place like Café Enchanté.
それに GPM の主張も理解できます個人の手に余る力を組織が管理しようとするのは合理的で正しい判断
I'm sure the GPM chief believes the most sensible move would be for your organization to handle this, as opposed to one person.
ですがそもそもの前提として
However, you must consider one thing. Ah, he's in his actual form
あ
now.
のゲートもあなた方の手に余りますのでそれ以前の問題かと
Ourselves and that gate. We are too much for you all to handle. Her decision is hardly worth challenging. Why you?
普通に乗るなよ小娘。我々の力を行使すれば貴様や親族の社会的立場など
Dearie me, I have 4,666 points. Oh god. Don't get ahead of yourself, little girl. With our power, you and your family's reputation can be...
どうにでもできるって
Can be what? What do you intend to do?
それって彼女を認めた魔王様への宣戦布告と受け取っていいのか
Should I consider your following words a declaration of war against a demon king who has accepted the words of this girl? I'm scared about the 666 part. You'll be fine. Monsieur takes one step forward. In one action, I felt an intimidating aura. The air around me suddenly became thin. I could feel the entire world begin to cower before him. The ground, in fact, began to rumble. I could feel light shaking beneath me. As it pushed back by the aura's pressure, an agent falls back towards the ground.
な。悪い目は早めに積んじゃうのが鉄則だけど
Oh dear, he's...
どうしようかな。
Oh dear, this is the first time seeing him angered too. Would be wise to nip this in the bud. But what should we do now? Monsieur delivers an icy glare at the agent. However, the sound of a roaring engine killed the atmosphere hanging above us all. Oh, that car. a sports car appeared, moving towards us in a flash. Its beautiful chassis wedged itself between Monsieur and the agent. The man who exited the vehicle while scratching his head was none other than... This guy! Oh my god! He was already sus as it is, but what the... Oh man, I tried to stop them too. This morning, it was the man who stopped me. It was Rindo Karu. This guy is pretty much regular at the cafe too, and he's an ordinary human. But if what the agent was implying, he's the sector chief of the GPM, I think. Hey, monsieur, I'm so sorry. Yeah, he's the sector chief. I'm so sorry about my people here. Looks like they got a little greedy today. I really did try to talk them out of this. Monsieur dissolves his intense aura and relaxes his shoulders as Mr. Rindo talks to him calmly. I thought as much, but it is you we're talking about. I can bet you provoked them. I can hear you encouraging them in my head. Come on, what are you even talking about?
Oh, Rindo.
Oh dear. Hey Rindo, if you want, I'll make your death quick. Then I'll bring you back and kill you again. Oh, Ignis. You are a mature man. Do not toy with us. This is your fault, you know. Yeah. Alright, sorry. You're all a bit much. Give me some room. Mr. Rindo. Oh? Oh? Hi, Kotone. Wow, I just saw you this morning. You still remember me, huh? Yes, you were quite memorable. Oh dear, this frickin' bitch! I can see why you're laughing though. I had finally remembered the suits that these GPM agents were wearing. I thought I'd see them somewhere and now I realized they were very similar to his, which I had just seen earlier this morning. So that must mean he's the last guest in Enchanté who's with the GPM, right? Yes, that would be him. That was very important information that you left out, you know, you stupid bitch-ass bubble! Suppose I introduced myself to you once, but I suppose I didn't tell you where I worked. Motherfucker! Seriously now! I'm Rindo Karu, Chief Intelligence Officer of the Government Paranormalism Measures. This idiot. You're phrasing it just like that? What the? This guy! My job is to protect sweet girls like you from the big and scary non-humans. Pleased to meet you. My ass! I see. I was given 2 business cards from government agencies within the same day. Likely due to Mr. Rindo's arrival calming the tension around us, I couldn't seem to find anything else to say to him in the moment. Do you know him? Otome. Well, in a way. This morning he hit on me. Though I'm sure now that it was just random chatter to try to figure me out.
よーし、じゃあそんなたちの悪い中年は魔王様が塵にしちゃおっかな。
Oh dear, Monsieur is mad. Well, maybe you'd like to see a demon king turn this man into a pile of dust, eh? What?
勘弁してよ。君の場合塵どころか影も残してもらえなさそうだ。
Big and scary non-monsters. This dude needs to watch his words. He's literally surrounded by a lot of non-humans. And I, being a non-human myself, take grave offense. Hold it, bud. Side note, we know you wouldn't leave a trace behind, so don't go making dusty promises. As if to avoid conversation with Monsieur, Mr. Rindo walks to the agents wounded on the ground.
それでここまでされたんだ。年長者の助言は素直に聞くべきだって痛感できたかな。
Are you happy? Look at you. Did you learn your lesson yet? About taking the advice of your seniors?
リンド課長。
Chief Rindo.
というか君たち、揃いも揃って人外を相手にするなら、過去の事例くらいきちんと把握しないとね。
Come on, seriously. If you really want to go chase non-humans, you should at least do your homework first. Homework?
こういったことが以前もあったんだ。GPM の
Oh,
戦
this is not the first time.
強行手段が出たのだ。
Oh shit, this is not the first time they tried to take over the cafe then. Incidents like this have occurred before. In the past, the GPM has attempted to force its way into control over Café Enchanté.
ここにゲートがあると知ったら目の色を変えてね。今でも大人げない武装だったなって思うくらいにね。
Ha! Stupid idiots. Bingo! They changed once they discovered that there was a gate here. They were quite immature about it. Still are. Hilmeo, it's not the first time. Definitely not the first time, and this is not the last time either, I guess. So, what happened?
そんな勝手な真似俺らが許すわけねえだろ。
There was no way we'd let him have it.
まあ、なんというか、控えめに言って、それはもう徹底的に乗されてね。
Well, you can imagine. You could call it a beating. A nice, thorough, hefty beating.
以後、僕らはこの店と9000万の生還、その感謝
Oh
が
dear. Jesus Christ.
常連になった理由。
No wonder he became a regular too. Poor Rindo. I do feel sorry for Karu now. We've had a ceasefire agreement since then, but the one still in charge of monitoring the cafe is me. That's why I'm a regular too. Ah, so that's what it is.
ミシェルみたいな魔王様一人でも困るというのにさ、揃いも揃ってみんなラスボスすぎるよね。
You know, you'd all be in enough trouble with a single regular demon king. But you're trying to take on a boss like Basir? Ah, he's the last boss then. That's what it is. Last boss, a term that usually indicates the final strongest enemy in a story or a game. Rindo calls the regulars there as being the strongest from each world, and often coins the last boss term to them. Which begs the question, what is Enchanté and why are they all gathered here?
魔王
A demon king?
おいおい、嘘だろ君たち。GPM では。
Yeah, they didn't do their homework. They did not do their frickin' homework at all. Wait. Oh no. You guys are kidding me. This is basic knowledge of the GPM.
喫茶アンシャンテに救うミシェル・アレックス。最強最悪の人類の魔王様。
Monsieur Rex, who hangs around in Café Enchanté, the most feared non-human, a demon king. Let's see. A regular customer of Café Enchanté. He is a rarely seen demon king, also known as the strongest non-human king, surpassing the non-humans from all other worlds. And he's definitely the final boss. You idiots! You could have died right then and there, if he wasn't so easygoing. We need to review our training program. That's what Mr. Rindo muttered as he looked back at us.
まあそんなわけでさ、今回のこの子たちの 襲撃は決して GPM の総意ではない。
At the end of the day, I gotta tell you that the raid conducted by these geniuses was not the will of those of us at the GPM.
僕の頭でよければいくらでも下げるからさ。僕に免じて矛を収めてくれ。
Please, do allow me to apologize. Can we bury the hatchet between us for me?
我はアンシャンテが存続するならばこれ以上の要求は必要ない。
As long as Enchanté remains, then I ask for nothing more.
別に林道は関係ねえが、弱いもんいじめは趣味じゃねえ。ここらで手打ちにするのが筋だ。
Looks like Ignis is sulking a little bit though. You know, Rindo, you being here wouldn't have made a difference. But I'm no bully. It's best that we just stop here.
最強最悪の人外の王様的にはちょっと根絶やしにする。
Messir, please
悪くないかな
don't.
と思うけど。
To me, the evil king of the non-humans plucking these little weeds right here and now, oh, doesn't sound like a bad idea. Oh dear. He looks to me as if to ask for permission, and I vigorously shake my head from side to side. I'm alright, as long as they don't do anything to harm the cafe.
だってさ、うちのマスターがそう判断したんだし、君たちは晴れて無罪放免だね。
There you have it. The owner has decided to spare you.
そう言ってくれて心の底から。
Ah, what a relief.
それじゃ君たちは帰った。後で山のような始末書を一緒に。
Okay then, you heard her. Get out of here. I'll have you all write apologies later too, so don't think you're out of the woods yet. Ugh.
ちなみに僕としては君にここを諦める方向で説得するつもりだったんだけど。
And just so you know, I did try to convince them not to take over the shop.
決めたんだね。
But you made your decision, haven't you? Yes.
魔王に首なし騎士、打天使に馬獣。どいつもこいつも存在が大好き。
The regulars, a demon king, a headless knight, a fallen angel, and a demon beast. Any one of them could cause destruction.
ふとしたことで君はこの店、大げさに言ったら世界までもが何かしらの影響を受けるかもしれない。
I have to say, you in this shop, the entire world could be affected by you. Man, I have a huge smell right now and I can't get rid of it. Well, I'm happy that you're happy. I guess it means you are now interested in me playing this. I myself wanted to really know about a plot going on. I'm glad I'm seeing a lot of good plot points right now too.
それでも君はこの喫茶アンシャンテを継ぐのかい？
And yet, you would still take over Café Enchanté. I stare once again at Enchanté's sign. I considered the name of this place where Grandpa and the others here had forged so many memories together. Yes, I nod, as if to take it all in. I understand that it's selfish. The end of the world. Maybe I don't understand as well as I should, considering something as giant as that. But when Messire and the others talked about Grandpa over the years, their warm smiles, all of them so bright and dazzling, they were just so beautiful. I just didn't want to lose that. The regulars focused their attention on my declarations once again.
やはり彼女はソーアンの孫娘です。とてもいい人ですから。
You truly are the granddaughter of Soan. I can see you really are a good person. Your words have shaken me to my core.
どう？これで少しは彼女に興味が湧いたんじゃない？
Well, you think you've gained a little interest in her now, Ignis?
さっきの単価は悪くなかったんじゃね
Yeah, that speech was alright. I can see he can be the kudere and or tsundere of the bunch. Oh? That's right. I'm sorry. I decided on my own without asking any of you.
いいんじゃない。面と向かっては言えなかったけど、みんな君に継いで欲しかったわけだしさ。
That's quite alright. We couldn't tell you directly, but we all were hoping you'd take over the shop.
つうか、そのうぜえ系がいらねえ。ここに作ってんの普通に話せよ。調子が狂う。
Of course Lycorisdreams knows. Do I? Talking to us so formally is annoying. If you're gonna stay, talk to us normally. It's just weird otherwise. Oh, understood. Sure. Meanwhile, Mr. Rindo stood as if he gave up, shaking his head.
そっか。君が自分で見て自分で決めたなら、もうこれ以上僕から言うのはやめようね。
I see. It's useless to try to convince you otherwise if you arrived at this conclusion on your own. With a bitter smile, Mr. Rindo looks at Monsieur and the others.
それに、アンシャンテが営業再開なら、監視業務もこれ
Ah,
からはちょくちょくお邪魔させてもらうよ。
this frickin' bastard. And if Enchanté reopens for business, I'll stop by from time to time. Mostly just to keep tabs on all of you, of course.
人外にいじめられたとか、困ったことがあったら何でも相談してね。可愛い新人マスター。
Oh my god! Can you not? Please don't! Oh my god, no! But, if any non-humans here ever give you any trouble, please remember to call me, okay, my little shopkeeper? Okay, I'm sure I will, Mr. Rindo.
人聞きの悪い。我らが彼女を害するわけがなかろう。
That is absurd. We would do nothing to hurt her.
全くですね。リンドウとは存在の価値が比較になりません。
Absolutely. She is far more valuable than you, Rindo.
おう、つうかリンド。
I mean,
何
he's...
しれっと帰ろうとしてんの。さっきの詫びとして2、30発殴らせる。
Oh shit, Agnes! Mostly just to keep tabs on all of you, I knew it. He was just lying about that part. Oh my god. To be fair, he was a regular but when Kotane's grandfather was alive too, so there's that. Hey, wait a sec, Rindo. You think you're just gonna sneak away? Your crap today deserves a little payback.
ははは、ごめんこむるよ。それに人間にはこんな言葉があるんだよ。
Bitch!
逃げるが勝ちってね。
Ha ha nah thanks. Besides, we humans have a saying, live to fight another day. Okay, semi-lying. Smiling, Rindo escapes as Ignis chases him. Oh dear. This cafe has been a nurturing environment of friendships for the regulars, Mr. Rindo included. These interactions cross the boundaries between humans and non-humans alike. I turn back towards Enchanté. I'm sure conversations like this happened every day throughout the history of the cafe. It may be up to me to be able to bring back that kind of spirit around here. I still don't know anything, and that goal seems so very far from me now. So very far away now. But still, I'm sure...
ことね。
Otome,
これからよろしくね。
we hope you'll take good care of us. Yeah! Of course I would. You guys. I think that all occurred in chapter 1. Haba. Wow. And in that case, thank God there are more than one save files that I can go in, so I'll just save. Jesus. Seriously. Okay. So from here, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night. Thank you for tuning into my stream. Like I mentioned before, I had a big announcement last week that I want to say here before I go. Wait, hold on, let me read. We hope you'll take good care of us. Made that sound like they're your children. Lol. I mean, well, anyway, I did promise the announcement, so here it is. So first off, didn't really bring this to attention before, I guess, but as you notice, I have at least a little over 100 subscribers on Twitch now, as well as on Twitter. So of course, congrats to me on that. So with that in mind, Boss and I had a discussion about things. He was telling me that if I get 500 followers on both Twitch and Twitter, he will be playing with me on stream. He's not gonna appear on stream as in talking and stuff, but he'll be appearing on stream when I play games that are like co-op or multiplayer. Like if I were to play FF14, for example, he'll be playing with me there. And he also said if I get 500 followers on YouTube, then and only then he will appear on my stream, both playing and talking here. So yeah, that's what I wanted to bring up for today. So that's him trying to, I guess, try to get me more motivated and stuff like that. And you know, y'all don't know who Boss is. I've been talking about him, but he is yet to make an appearance. Although he does lurk here from time to time. And he unexpectedly tips me in coffee from time to time. So yeah. So for next week's schedule, I will, as always, I will be finalizing it on either the weekend or like early Monday morning. It'll be like the same schedule as this one again, Tuesday to Friday, because I have stuff to do on Monday. So once again, I'll be taking the following Monday off from streaming. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. And thank you for the congrats, Dansuke, regarding having 100 followers here. So yeah, again, thank y'all for watching my stream, and I will see y'all next week. Most likely next week on Tuesday. Alright, turning in for the night. Bye-bye. And yeah, my pleasure for the stream. No worries about being late, Dansuke. Bye-bye.